Welcome back, Spinny.
Welcome back, Indigot.
No fancy intro or anything.
This is
We're just
weird.
raw dogging it.
What's happening? I, it's
We
like
haven't
space.
even told our mega
It's different.
fans that we're back.
It feels so weird. I would say we're back after a longer delay than we probably expected for a Bigwig on demand. But
We are on demand, but there have
yeah,
been a few big stories that have happened, but kind of
there.
not in our explicit wheelhouse. I think if this was like Xbox or Nintendo, some of the stuff we'll talk about, we would have done it a lot earlier, I reckon.
So there has been stuff going on, but also I went on. There's a subreddit called Gaming News because I'm like, okay, what are the top threads for the last year?
Hmm.
And pretty much all the top threads, and I know obviously like there's bias towards older stories because they probably have more views and shit, but basically they were all like 6 to 12 months ago. Like they're
Oh,
like
even
none.
including some of the recent stuff that we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
So, what were some
weirdly
of the big
now.
ones?
I mean, look, it's I can't remember off the top of my head, but basically like anything to do with Baldur's Gate 3, just because
Yeah,
you've got the
that
Game
was a big
Awards
game.
stuff
Yeah,
and all
it's
that
true.
stuff. So, but it was yeah, like there has been a lot going on,
Yeah,
but I would say that there's been like a Nintendo Direct or two since then that that normally we'd probably react to, but obviously didn't for whatever reason. Plus, they generally happen at like 1 a.m. for us.
yeah. I think with daylight savings, because we're about to get daylight savings, it's going to change things. And
When does it happen, by the way? I have no idea.
can it go? Do you want to let the viewers, our loyal listeners, in on anything? I feel
No,
like you're detached from reality now.
I even if I was if I had a normal schedule, work life schedule,
It's true.
I still actually am always
I
oblivious to
detached.
when
Yeah,
daylight savings happen.
I can vouch
Like,
for this statement.
is it like tonight? And I don't know.
No. It's a couple
Okay.
of weeks from now.
Ah, yeah,
It's normally
that's
the
fine.
transition around end of grand final. Like just after the grand final ish.
See, I never know, but because everything auto adjusts, it doesn't end up like I'm just like, oh,
I love that.
I missed an hour's sleep or I gained an hour's sleep last night. I
You're
didn't
like,
even know. I didn't even
I'm
know.
not awake because everything around me just adjusts. You are like going to be that full on AI person where just like AI controls everything in the life. And so it's a lot easier.
Well, you say that, but I don't have any of that stuff.
Yes, you
Like I don't
do.
have any no, I don't have any like smart home devices or anything.
Mhm.
I did have a little Google like
Google
was it
Home.
Google Assistant or Google Home or
I think
something,
it's called
right?
Google Home.
I got it free with something, maybe a TV or something. I bought something a long while ago and I got for free, and I used
Yeah,
that for a little bit, and it just ended up just being like the only thing I was
annoying.
asking it was what the time was in the morning. That's the only thing I was asking, and I'm like, if that's the only reason I have to have this like plugged in, then it's useless to me. So,
5th of October is when we go into daylight savings.
and we lose an hour, do we?
I okay. Even though I studied maths and I'm pretty good at maths normally, I always have to remember. All I know is like it's
Okay,
going to be lighter for longer in the
okay.
comparison time. So I don't
I'll
know,
just,
whatever that means. Lose an
I'll
hour,
just,
gain an hour.
yeah, I'll just prepare myself for a 2 hour leniency of the time in that zone.
So why are we getting back together? How do we want to get stuck into this?
Well, I'll actually explain like how this episode happened. I'm like, oh, you want to do a show on Sunday? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That was
I'm always up for it. I'm always up for it.
it's not like some long discussion. It was like, oh, would you be up for doing a show on Sunday? And I think the main reason is there's a big thing to talk about, which is the PlayStation 5 Pro, because
Oh, wait, pause. There's a man in the middle that we're not mentioning, by the way.
I he doesn't exist anymore. He's dropped out of Bigwig canon.
Oh, oh, wow.
He's been George Lucas out of our show.
I'm trying to think of like a band comparison. You know what I mean? Like, because that does happen with bands. Like, people don't play, they're not like touring, and then people are like, wait, are they in the band still? They haven't said anything
I mean,
official.
as long as you're not talking about the Lost Prophets, and I think it's still okay.
I would never, I don't know anything about that band. I don't know.
Don't
Google
do
it,
not
please.
Google. Do not Google.
Listeners, please Google.
Do not Google about the Lost Prophets unless you want to lose faith in humanity.
Google image search. Hey, you're raising this. I'm not even talking about it. No, He's been on the last studio album that we made. So we're just doing reunion tours, you know?
That guy.
We're doing reunion studio. We're doing reunion tour right now. So he's still kind of officially in the band, I think.
He's still officially in the band. He just doesn't tour.
Exactly.
It's like the Linkin Park. You know, they recently reformed with a new singer.
Yes. Did you listen to the performance?
I didn't. I listened to the new track they put out. I mean, I'm not a Linkin Park fan. I like the first. I think the second album they put out. I thought that was quite good. But also, I was in uni. It was like okay, I was the right kind of demographic at the time for that kind of music. But the guitarist is recorded like the new stuff, but is not actually touring with them. So
that's actually why I was bringing it up, because it's like, what's going on with that guy? Like, is he gone or not? And they're not really being clear about it. And then the drummer wasn't playing when they played their first live performance, but actually he had COVID. So I was like, oh, okay, that's fair.
Right, and let's not discuss anything else about the Linkin Park new singer.
No, we should just talk about Linkin Park. But
there's nothing else of note to discuss.
Yeah, just don't Google that. Yeah, don't Google that either.
At all.
I think I'm the same as you with Linkin Park. It's like, if I listen to the music, I'm like, it's really decent. And I actually thought, oh, this is kind of funny. I don't think my boys had listened to Linkin Park before. And I'm like, they're just going to like it because they like heavy music and stuff like that. And I started playing it, and like, they do this thing where you have Spotify, they like the song. So they're always like, they like the song or don't like the song, right? I started playing like Numb, right? And it was like literally just a few notes. And Ray, my littlest one, he's like it. And then I played a few other big songs, like In the End and stuff. It's just really catchy, poppy, like mainstream rock music. And they liked it straight away. They're like, add it.
I mean, like, we were literally in like high school in like senior years when their first album dropped. And at the time we were even like, are they metal? And we're it's like, it was like, even
I still don't think of them as metal.
When they first came out, we're just like, it was like, because at that time, like, you didn't really have many heavy bands.
Yeah.
That were playing on really mainstream radio.
Yeah.
You did have your Korn and things still.
And then Limp Bizkit, which wasn't
yeah.
But that's kind of like, you know, Incubus. I kind of got like Linkin Park was a bit like a safer Limp Bizkit mixed with Korn almost.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know, the DJ shit. I don't know. I still can't get into it. Even to this day, when I hear that and all this other shit that they do, I'm like, do they really still have this guy in the band? Like, what does he do?
I don't know.
So, no, but like, I mean, they're a good band.
Be a real rock band and do that using guitar like Tom Morello.
Yeah, or be like Green Day and have kind of like a fourth member, but just make them always unofficial. Just like disregard them.
I feel sorry for that guy. Like, he must have made so much money, but like the fact that he's never part of Green Day.
Yeah, they're a 3-piece, even though every single time they play is a 4-piece.
Like the fact that
every time
that they even put out like an album that was based around like 3 discs or something. It was about the different members of the band, and even then they had a fourth member they toured with, and it's like,
dude, he's always like, I think he's toured with the band for like 20 years or something. Because that's, you know, the other one that I was thinking about that it was, I'm just checking Wikipedia now. Remember Nirvana, right? Before they, you know, ended in a very untimely way. Google that. But you remember they had a fourth member. Like, they had a fourth member at the start. Like, they had 4 members. And then it went down to 3-piece. Like, a solid 3-piece. Then they got a fourth. I always forget that they got the fourth. Do you remember who the fourth is?
What, for touring?
No, like, I think he was officially a part of the band. I think he actually like was starting to record for another album that obviously never came out. And that guy went on to be in the Foo Fighters. He's like the main Foo Fighter guy.
What's his name? I can't remember. Because Taylor was the drummer that passed away.
Yeah.
I can't remember the person you're talking about. Oh,
yeah, I'm just trying to look at his name.
Grohl, but
Pat anyway. Smear? Is this Pat Smear, I think?
No comment.
You know, that's actually, yeah, it's this guy, and it's not going to work if I show it like this.
Okay, man.
Pat Smear. What a name!
Man, he must have
his fucking name. Oh, it's not his actual name.
No.
What a dickhead. His name is George Albert Rutherford. And his name is Pat Smear for his whole career, including stints in Foo Fighters and Nirvana. I was thinking, wait, am I saying this wrong? Yeah, so no, actually, I just double checked it. He's more of a touring musician.
Okay.
There you go. So he was like a Green Day guy. There you go. Maybe Green Day if they end with Billy Joe Armstrong. Is that did I go?
Yeah.
Oh, got his name. Shoots himself in the head.
Oh.
Then they have a follow-up band, and then that fourth guy can be a real guy. All right, welcome back to Bigwig.
Bigwig in new metal / replacement touring guitarist.
Multiple horrible Google references.
So I guess
get us back on track, Svenny.
So I guess the question I have for you, because
Yeah.
you know we've got a couple of topics we want to just like chat about. Like again, Bigwig on demand. There's no prep for this. It's just
Going in hard, raw dogging it.
Posted like a couple lines of, oh, we chat about this. You know, I think PS5 Pro we knew we were going to chat about. So, you know, I think we've got bit more of an informed take on that than the other topics.
Yeah.
But my question to you, Indigo, is
yes.
Especially from a gaming perspective, what have you been up to in the last, I think it's been around 6 months. I think Feb was the last Bigwig on demand.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was playing back in Feb. That's kind of crazy, actually. But I started to methodically go through Elden Ring. So trying to get the platinum for that.
2024's biggest game, clearly.
And then for my birthday, I got a copy of a little game called Astrobot, which I very much love. Now, I actually don't know if you've got Astrobot, Swinny.
I do not have Astrobot.
Okay.
I would like to have Astrobot. It's probably the only thing that would get me to whip my PS5 out at the moment. But it's just simply because, you know, I just it's not my main
You're an Xbox gamer.
Platform to play on, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's so you know I'm a huge fan of Astro's Playroom. I actually went back in that game because they have like millions of people that have done the speed run for that game. Because I remember I was like really into the speed run. And I got a pretty good score. I can't remember what it was. So I checked where I'm still ranked. I'm like 5,000 in that. So I'm a big fan of Astro. It's so much so I was like really tempted to get a PSVR 1 for the sole reason of playing Astrobot Rescue Mission, which was the VR game.
It is insane to me that of all the games that they could have ported to the PSVR 2, like that they didn't do a port of Astrobot for VR for the PSVR 2. Like that to me would have moved some units.
I look like honestly, if they had released it and they were like, "Hey, base game mirroring the PS5, base game for the PSVR 2 is Astrobot Rescue Mission remake or whatever," right? They would have got even like more buzz from that. And maybe I would have actually been tempted. Maybe that would have pushed me over the line, right? I think that plus Half-Life Alyx, I'd be like, oh, fuck it. All right, I'll get it. Fuck you guys, right? And then it would have even, I think, set up Astrobot, the PS5 game, even better, potentially, you know? So, not that it's not launched well. It has launched well. But look, without getting into it, I think when I did read about why it hasn't come over, number one, they basically used everything that the PSVR 1 could do, like Team Asobi. And it would have been a lot of rework, basically, to get it to PSVR 2. And I think the reality is, man, like PSVR 2 just has not captured people's imagination. That's like probably saying it nicely. So it would have been wasted effort, honestly, like in the end. Like it wasn't actually the right decision when you look at it. So only part of me is, I wonder if they can rework bits of the game. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played the game, so I'm not sure how. You probably couldn't rework it just given the nature of it. But getting back to Astrobot, awesome game. Like a solid, like 9 out of 10. And I haven't beaten the game, so it could get bumped, right? It's, you know, I'll kind of rave all positive stuff about, you know, it's really joyous, fun, very inventive, awesome mechanics. Like the only knock that I have on it, because I feel like people are getting like so big on it, is like the actual movement mechanics of Astrobot are so simple, which is awesome. Like my kids can play Astrobot. They love it. They play it almost more than I do. I think when people are comparing it to Mario, I'm like, Mario's moveset is insane. Like Mario 64's moveset is like a uni calculus course versus like decent maths in high school of Astrobot's moveset, right? It's not, it's just there's nothing to it. Like, I don't know if you've played Astro's Playroom.
I've beaten Astro's
Yeah.
Playroom. Yeah.
His
yeah.
mechanics is like super simple, right?
Yeah.
And they really haven't like done anything from the base movement. But having said that, like, there's probably only criticism, and it's like even easier than Mario, which I'm kind of shocked. Like that they would have made a game that's even easier than that. And especially with Mario, there's some harder challenges. Like once if you want to go deep on the game, right? It's not hard, but it's like harder. But parking all that, like, man, what a just like fun game. You know, like one thing that I always get shitty with modern games, like Ubisoft games, it's just like so much shit around the game, setting it up, blah, blah, blah. Like this game just fired it up. This is similar to Playroom. Get into it. It's sort of like a story, like some kind of story. I don't even know what the story is. There's some like mini setup and then you're just playing. And I'm like, awesome. It's just fun. Like straight away, it's just fun. And it's one of those games that, you know, 15 minutes in, you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good ride. It's going to be a good game. Like I'm just going to savor it. I know it's not like the longest game of all time, so I'm just like gonna just methodically get through everything, explore the whole game. And it has awesome moments. Like for me, I'm not like I don't have huge amount of nostalgia for PS like PlayStation in general as a brand. But even for me, you know, I don't want to spoil it or anything, but like when certain characters pop up and there's certain mechanics that you can use that are from other games, it's like the one game I'm like, damn, this is like a little bit like a Nintendo Smash Brothers-y, you know, just awesome references, awesome integration. No, huge fan of it, man. I think it's a awesome game and I highly recommend it. Like if you, I think it's so easy to recommend to people in the sense of if you like Playroom, get it. Like it's a total no-brainer. Like it is better than Playroom and I think Playroom is one of the best PS5 games, so.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was listening to someone say that apparently there's a reference to a third-party character, like, oh, thanks to this company for this character in the credits, but they don't actually appear in the game. So there's some people theorizing that obviously could have just been cut, but it's a pretty well-known character. So some people are theorizing that then they could expand on a lot of that stuff.
Is it Cloud?
With DLC. No, it's not Cloud. I mean, I can say it if you want. I don't know if it's really a spoiler, but
it's just that Cloud's sword is in Playroom at one point, but
it's not Cloud. It's another third party character. But basically, like people were maybe speculating that does that mean they could either release like expansion pack kind of like little levels that with third party characters, kind of like guest characters in fighting games and Smash Brothers and all that stuff, because that would be an easy way for them to make some money off the top of the you know, off the base game for this. And I think people would actually enjoy it. You know, it's not, I don't think people would balk at spending a little bit of money for something cool with, you know, some nostalgia in it. So
the game is so good. Like it's actually a really good platform for what you're saying. Like, you know, just going back to like Cloud, if you had some Cloud thing, Buster Sword is a mechanic, you can do certain things. They have like not a whole world because that would take too long to build, but like say a $15 DLC, Cloud, you know, hours worth of content. Like to me, it's so joyous and fun that I would buy that. And I think a lot of people would. And you could like, I reckon you could pump a lot of that out.
Well,
you know?
you could just make little experience levels that are almost like, you know, the Mario Sunshine style obstacle courses that don't have a full realized like visual thing, and just maybe build it around a unique mechanic that character adds. As you said, like a Buster Sword mechanic or something, you know. But I think you could get away with being able to do that without a massive development investments.
Yeah, it's interesting because like the team is like, it's so crazily Nintendo like Team Asobi, and like Astro's Playroom had a bit of a Nintendo vibe, and I'm talking about like the top tier Nintendo Mario, Zelda franchises, right? Like Mario Wonder, like it just feels like this. Like if this was rebadged as a Mario game, kind of wouldn't make sense with this moveset, but you know what I mean? Like that type of element, you just believe it straight away. It's like, oh yeah, this feels like they've got Nintendo's fingers all over this. But this game, like Astrobot, it's even more. Like it's even richer in that way. It just, And it's, I don't know, like I'm fine if they have DLC, but kind of like just the way the game is. There's like no microtransactions. There's no muck around like that I'm aware of. I don't think there's microtransactions. I mean, if there are, it's buried in the game because I haven't seen anything so far. It's just really fun. It's just like, I don't know, dude. Like, it's just like an old school video game. Like, they just take away all the crap and it's just really fun. And I just think it's unfortunate. Like, I don't think as many people will play it as they should.
I think it's a game that will have a longer tail sales-wise than most, simply because of the word of mouth.
Yeah.
So I think that it'll be fine in that regard, and it will be a popular game to bundle in for the holidays for the console and stuff. You know.
Actually, do you know? And I wonder if we can actually bring it up. Can you see this?
I can see that.
We've got the power of.
It's back, baby.
Oh wait! I don't want to actually do this. Wait, let me sort this out first. PS.
It's live on the air.
I know. There's nothing there anyway. But I want to actually. All right. Now
Gotta be careful not to share your Astrobot Rule 34.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder, like, so PSN profiles. It's got like you can kind of figure out how many people have the game by like the achievements, all that kind of stuff, right?
Do they pull that stats in from the PlayStation API, or do they only use their member stats?
I think they're bringing it in from PlayStation.
Okay.
From memory. So I've never used this site before. 24. I'm just trying to figure out 500,000 game owners. Okay. So this is Astro's Playroom. And then what's another mega game?
I think 500,000 sounds very low for that game, considering it's a package.
But this is kind of what I want to talk about. Call of Duty. Oh, wait, Grand Theft Auto, right? No, wait, no. What's a PS5 major game?
Horizon.
You reckon?
Well, I mean, fuck, just Last of Us. What Spider-Man? You came to listen to him?
So this is 220,000.
Days Gone.
Call of Duty. Oh, and actually, I think they have PS5 versions as well, do they?
That does confuse it a bit as well, because it's very split out for PlayStation, yeah.
I can't even find...
The reason I ask is, on true achievements for the Xbox side, a lot of their stats are only based on the users on that side. So they do pull in some data from, like, I think the rarity of the achievement from Xbox's like API, but most of the stats, like the ratios, are all based on users rather than total Xbox players.
It's just that, like, I'm kind of like you think it'd be like heaps bigger, right? It's so they're saying 500,000. Just kind of going through it, yeah. Because you think that everyone would play it, but I don't know. I don't feel like so. Out of the pure PS5, it's the highest. Which makes sense, right? Like, of course, it's like it comes for free with the system. But I don't know. I just don't find that I hear people talking about it as much, you know?
I mean...
Oh, yeah, this is a better thing. This is pure PS5 games.
I think it was Timur Hussein from GameSpot. I think it was. He was saying that a lot of it's also probably because PlayStation users are not really used to this kind of game from Sony anymore. They're used to those big action adventures, your Spider-Mans, your Last of Us. And while they obviously had Astro's Playroom, a lot of people probably saw that as, it's a tech demo kind of thing. It's cool, but it's a tech demo kind of thing. So I think that, Sony used to be known for these wacky games, and they aren't anymore. No. So it's kind of probably an adjustment period if they want to make similar games like that in the future.
It's like the opposite of Last of Us, Astro. But look, highly recommend it. I definitely think you should buy it. Maybe just wait till it's on sale. And it's one of those games I'd get physically. Like, just, you smash it out, then you got it on the shelf. So...
Well, don't get it physically if you're planning on buying a PS5 Pro. But anyway,
that's a good segue.
I mean,
well, okay,
we'll talk about stuff.
You're the daddy in this situation. You go.
I just thought we'd talk about the non-newsy stuff before we get into that meaty, the meaty beast.
You've got to warm up to get the big meaty one.
But was there anything else that you played that before I kind of rattle off some bullshit?
Balatro, that's freaking awesome. Have you played that?
No.
Oh, really?
I remember telling you about it and saying it was popular, and
Yeah,
I never
and
actually tried it myself.
I tried it because you said, yeah, people are talking about it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, I tried this Balatro game. I'm like, damn, this game is freaking good.
There's a lot of people that have that as like the top of their list this year. So
I haven't played enough games, but it would definitely be my game of the year. Like, that's how much I like it. But Astrobot would be higher now. Like, Astrobot, I'd love if Astrobot is game of the year.
Where's Concord sit on your game of the year list? We'll get to that as well.
Yeah. Like, dude, I actually, in JB Hi-Fi, saw Concord. And I just can't get myself, not recently, but when it came out. And I saw it and I'm like, should I get this? This is just kind of funny. I kind of wish we were doing the show because I think I would have gotten it just to go, this is like a first party Overwatch for Sony. It's like, what could go wrong? But yeah, I don't know what else I've been playing. I don't feel like I have been playing some stuff. I think, it would have come out in the time that we haven't done shows. Nintendo World Champion NES Edition.
Yeah, tell me about that, man.
That's really fun. Like, just a really, really well executed speedrunny, fun examples of NES games. Like, I do think part of it is to almost teach people how to play these games to a degree.
Yeah.
And I was playing through it, right? And I'm like trying to S rank everything. And I've completed all the, do all these challenges, win these things 3 times in a row, all this other kind of crap. So I've done all of that. And I was like, shit, this game has taught me how to play Kid Icarus. Like, I never was able to play Kid Icarus. I never really understood it. So, like, that helped me. And then Kirby as well. I never really played Kirby that much on the NES. I'm not sure if I like the controls on Kirby on the NES, but
I mean, it's not too dissimilar from the Game Boy ones, I think. But I guess if you never played them either, then there would probably be a adjustment.
And I know it's a generic thing to say, but it would be cool if they did like a World Champion SNES edition.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Obviously the World Championships thing is linked to the NES.
Correct.
But I mean, like, I'd love anything to do with the SNES. Just give it to me. Feed it in my veins.
My eldest, he was like, he's going, "What's your favorite game?" And I'm like, no. Weirdly, he said, "What's your second favorite game?" And I'm like, I think Super Mario Brothers 3. I always now try to remember what I ranked everything on the top 10 list. I know Super Metroid's my number 1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what did I put number 2? I think I would have put Super Mario Brothers 3. Like, if I redid it all, I'd probably do Super Mario Brothers 3 and then maybe Breath of the Wild. Super Mario Brothers 3 2 and then maybe Breath of the Wild 3. I think that would be my order today.
I've actually got our old run sheet open in a tab.
I feel like, should I guess it? I feel like there's too much pressure. Did I get the top 3 right?
I just can't remember.
Did I get the top 3 right?
No, I've just got to remember where the actual...
oh, you're going through all the tabs.
Because there's so many tabs in this goddamn...
We never deleted anything. It's awesome.
We have not deleted.
Why do you have to delete anything?
I'm just trying to... There's the Chemco tier list. What would we have even called it?
I might be able to beat you just by Googling... going on YouTube for our video. Let's see who can win.
I just can't remember what the name of the tab was because there's so many. Jeez.
This is dead air.
There's a tab called Intergot Crazy Analysis. I'm opening that. Oh my god. That's this was your can the Switch outsell the PS4 or Wii
Did I get it right?
Giant spreadsheet. Well, I mean, it's all outsold. I think it's outsold the PS. Has it outsold the PS4 already? I can't.
Yeah.
remember.
Oh, dude, it's gonna go to the most of all time. Oh, wow. Okay. No, look, I've got to adjust this. To be honest. So okay. I beat you.
What's the tab? What's the tab?
I actually beat you. Look. No. I just went on the video to see what it is.
Okay.
This is why our videos were so awesome.
You did it the cheating way.
No, this is awesome. This is an awesome way to do it. I do love our old videos, man. Look how cool this looks. I think this looks beautiful.
I know. Look how cool it was when we put effort into what we did.
Including the middle guy.
What was your number 2?
Okay. Weirdly enough, I was going to say Rocket League 4, right? And Rocket League was 4. So Breath of the Wild had its 2. I'd probably say that's 3 maybe now. Super Mario Brothers 3 I had as 5. Now this one that I'm going to say, I'm like, because I just come off playing it and I still have it in the top 10. I still would have it in the top 10. But I'm not sure if it's my third favorite game of all. I don't think that's real. I think I need to bump it down. Is Dark Souls.
Boo.
No, it's still a great game. I fucking love Dark Souls, man.
Boo. That Dark Souls should always move up a list rather than ever move down.
Dude, it was not even on my list like a year prior to this list. So the fact that I ranked it above Rocket League tells you a lot. So this is still, yeah, I still feel like this is my list. The only one that it's like, it's a bit of an honorable mention-y kind of thing is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. But that's kind of representative of Super Street Fighter 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's like versions of it. I like just Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Probably played that the most. But anyway. Do you remember what your list is?
Look, I know that it's...
By the way, we've just gone totally off the rails, but I love it.
I think it's probably Ocarina,
Yep.
Dark Souls, Tales of Vesperia, maybe Deus Ex.
Oh, you're so close, dude. What would be after Deus Ex?
Super Metroid, maybe.
Oh, yeah. You've just missed one, but yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there? This is kind of crazy. You're like pretty freaking much on this in order.
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah. Are you looking? Or are you just saying this? Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Just saying it. Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah. This is awesome. I love this shit. This is crazy, dude.
And the rest is a little blurry. I can't think of the rest of it.
Get 2 more random ones. Just pick a few random ones. What comes out the top of the dome?
Super Mario 64.
It's quite funny, actually. Go on. And one last one.
Oh, no, I struggled with the last one. I couldn't.
RPG?
Terranigma?
Nah. Oh, that would have been awesome if you put Terranigma. Mass Effect.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you missed your 4th favorite game of all time. There should be an alert that comes up in your mind.
Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 4. Because like I have Metal Gear Solid as 10. Nice representation of Metal Gear Solid in this list. This is a good list. Good games on here, man.
Yeah.
No bad games. Funny enough.
There are no bad games ever. Like
that was awesome. But you had a run. You missed Metal Gear Solid 3. And then you just went bang, 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 like in order. It's kind of crazy, man. That's kind of creepy.
There you go. That's right. Mike's wasn't in order, but he ordered it just for us because.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do you remember his number 1?
His number 1's probably no, it's Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout.
Yeah.
What? Which one?
No, Fallout.
Oh, damn, you kind of gave it away.
Fallout 1.
I should have said Fallout 2, and then just see if you went on with it.
No.
What were we even talking about? I can't remember.
So what we've been doing. So
what have you been playing, Swinny?
So look, I play a lot of games, right?
I played 2 games, and you played how many?
And I also have I almost have like a log. There's almost like because every game I play on Xbox, especially because that's pretty much all I played on in this time anyway. I can go back and see when I played it, everything based on true achievements. So I went back to Feb. I'm like, what did I play in this time? And there's obviously a lot. Yeah. But the stuff that I want to call out was I went on a bit of a tear, and I'm still on that tear, where there's all these games, certain action RPGs that I put off because I'm like, I don't want to touch these games. They're like either like online kind of looter shooter co-op multiplayer / maybe MMO-ish kind of games. And I've just gone on a tear, and I'm like, thanks to Fallout 76, because I played through Fallout 76 like between 2 different versions, the Windows version and the Xbox version. I put like 100 hours into each and played through them. But that really inspired me to then go to Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yeah, I know you've been obsessed about this
Completed that game. Tom Clancy's The Division. Completed that game. Tom Clancy's Division 2. Completed. When I say completed, I'm talking about 100% achievement.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Anthem. I just completed this 100% like 2 days ago.
Has that not gone like the way of Concord? You can still play Anthem.
There's still people playing this. There's probably more people playing this than bloody Concord on its launch week. It's wild.
Really? That's kind of
yeah.
crazy to me.
I was kind
Is Anthem cross-platform? Let's
No.
play Anthem.
I don't think it is. But you know
Really?
what? You know what I was thinking with Anthem is that Anthem is not only a super cheap game to get, right? But it's also like on EA Plus, which means it's also on Xbox
True.
Game Pass Ultimate. So there's a lot of people that are probably just trying it out, or it's a co-op game they can play because it's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? This game feels like it's got an awesome game feel, but man, it's like world and everything's really shit. But
All
man,
right,
it's,
so
it's such a shame that it wasn't a more interesting world because it plays really well. So,
we'll get to Concord later, but they estimate on MMO stats. Now I don't know how good that is. That 1.3 thousand people play Anthem daily. So you're right. That's more than that's sad, dude. That's sad. Like, dude, in my head they shut down Anthem. That's so crazy.
well, that's the thing is I'm kind of so surprised they haven't, because you literally can't play the game if the servers are down. So
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah, it's the same with the Division as well. Like they're completely
Fucking hell.
online games.
So let's
and-
do a 5-minute review for all the games you played since the last Bigwig.
So what that's now put me onto, and a game that I will talk a little bit about because man, I've got some I've got a vent. I finally started my first ever time with this series. I finally started Destiny 2 yesterday, just yesterday. Destiny 2, the series that I so regret not starting when
Everyone else did, yeah.
Everyone else did, right? And I've always put it off because I don't know. I'm an antisocial bastard.
Are you playing co-op?
You have to play. Well, you're kind of forced to play co-op in some of it. But
Can I play co-op with you on Destiny 2, or you already finished it?
No, dude, I just started it. You want to play Destiny 2? I welcome.
All right,
Destiny.
I'll play Destiny 2.
I welcome it. But the reason I need to vent is, and trust me, this is not an original take. There's a lot of people out here saying this is, as a new player who's never played a Destiny game or Destiny 2, coming into it for the first time, it is the most confusing onboarding. Don't even call it onboarding. It's like shooting you out of a rocket kind of experience where it's okay. The main campaign in Destiny 2 doesn't exist anymore, right? You can't play it.
Yeah,
They completely vaulted it. So not only do you have no
crazy, right? But
it's insane. Like, how the fuck did they get away with that? Like, it's wild. Anyway.
It's also why I've never played Destiny 2, because it's like I feel like I already missed the boat. So
well, I have no context for anything, but I'm like, okay, right? I'll just play missions until, you know. But man, like it will. Oh my god! Like if you play it, I kind of want to get your opinion on it, because it's like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on. They're sending me these different places, these different like. Holy shit, it's the most confusing experience ever.
I kind of wanted to play it, but it's like, because it's I missed the boat, I'm like, whatever. But I'm going to fully rely on you, because you're like a good gamer who figures shit out. So I know for a fact you'll figure it out. And then I'll go, hey, I don't understand this. Sweetie, hey, I don't get this.
But I was playing and I got to a point where I'm like, okay, it seems like I completed a bit of a tutorial. So now I can I just want to do some random events or missions to get the feel for the game, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I was playing it. I came back today. I load up my character. There's this cutscene that I haven't seen before, and it forces me into this story mission that I don't even know what it is. I get to the end of the story mission. As part of that story mission, it unlocks like this new class or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. This class is cool. And then I complete the story mission, and it says, now buy the Final Shape expansion, right?
Okay.
It was an intro to sell me on the Final Shape, that class that it gave me a tutorial and forced me to play as, I can't use. It just kind of just like blue-balled me. It's like, oh, here, learn this cool thing. Now spend money on it.
Yeah.
So, now, right?
Can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing about Destiny 2? The only challenge about playing Destiny 2 now is, I reckon there's half a chance that they'll spend like 6 months to a year figuring out a way to open it all back up again.
Maybe. But
yeah.
I mean, we're already like it's year 7 of the game anyway. Right.
True.
So take what I just said about launching the character and being forced into a mission. Happened again the next time I loaded it up. It forced me to another mission. And I'm like, I just want to play. Like, I just put me into the hub. I just want to choose a mission.
I want to play what I want to play, bitch.
So
yeah,
it's so confusing, and I'm half expecting to load it up again, and it's going to force me to another mission that I don't know what it's about. So,
but I feel like you've got the gaming community to ask questions and go, hey, I don't get what's going on here.
Look, it's also not a very difficult completion from what I'm looking for, like the 100% achievements. But basically, like, the thing is, the game feels awesome. Like, it's Bungie.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. They're a great developer.
How good was like Halo 3 back in the day? That's I still like ranked that right up there, like in terms of multiplayer feel. Fuck, that was so awesome, man. That was an awesome game.
So I'll have fun with it. It's just at first it's the most daunting thing. But the other random stuff was I waited like 4 months for it, but the Grandia HD collection from Limited Run Games. Yeah. So been waiting to play this series for about 20 years.
Why were you waiting?
Because it was only on PlayStation 1, and I don't even know if Grandia was... Well, Grandia 2 was released on Dreamcast and PlayStation 2, but Grandia 1 was only on PlayStation, and they probably never released it out over here. But really cool game, really cool game. The other one, I haven't started it yet, but Mike actually got this as a present for me.
Oh, nice.
Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which I'm surprised he actually got a physical Xbox copy, because whenever I looked at EB, they don't have it on Xbox physical. So
just hunted it down.
And the last thing I'll say that I played through is
that's awesome. Yeah, baby.
Enchanted Arms, the Asia version, the Asia achievement stack that Indigot got from Hong Kong for me.
I've explored like 3 whole floors.
Yes,
about like boxes.
Back in, I think it was like April. I'm like, I'm just going to play through this, and then the next time we jump on the show, I'm going to tell him that I've actually finally played it, and can never complete the game because it's broken. So.
That's what I love about the whole story. It's like, but yeah, you can't even get a completion on it. Actually, fuck your stats up if you play it.
It's funny,
because because it's like, is it Cero? Is that the other one, the Japanese one? Cero or something?
That's the rating.
So I kept on seeing Cero on. Yeah, it looks like that, but it says Cero, and I'm like, I know that's the wrong one. Yeah.
So if
so every time I was looking through the boxes, it fucking said Cero. I'm like, it's fucking Cero. I remember it now.
Because that has a different achievement list.
Yeah. And then I found that one. It's literally the last shop, last box.
And you know the funny thing
and it had Asia, I think it says, or something like that.
The Japanese version, right? It's in Japanese, right? As expected. So I played through that a long time ago.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I put playing off of the Asia version was I was expecting it to be in another language. It's all in English.
But that makes sense. Like, Hong Kong. Sense.
I know. But it was like the easiest thing because it's all in English. So I didn't even have that trouble. Because playing through...
That's funny.
Yeah, like I can get by with basic Japanese, but that's about the limit of mine when it comes to foreign languages. So
there you go.
So look, there's been a lot of other stuff, but I'm just really these looter shooters because I'm like, you know, when you get like so motivated because it's like it's dominoes into something else. And you're like, I'm going to ride this wave, and I'm going to if I get in this Destiny 2, then I'm like, okay, then I'll try the harder to complete Destiny 1 from an achievement standpoint, and then I'm like,
wait, you still can play Destiny 1?
Yeah, that's still online.
Interesting.
And then I'm eyeing my 360 copy of Destiny 1.
Oh God, no! Please don't boot that up.
Which the problem is, and one of the things I regret so much about not getting into it is, you used to be able to play that and transfer your character to the Xbox One version. You can't anymore. So if I want to do that, I have to beat it on one and then beat it on the other. So anyway,
you choose to. I'm like, I have to do this. I have to do that.
Yeah,
to live. It's the equivalent of breathing.
Yes. But
do you know ballpark how many games you've played since the last Bigwig?
Well, the thing is, I also did an alphabet challenge on True Achievements, so I played a bunch of random games.
So at least 26 games.
So literally. I don't know, probably maybe about 40 or 50 games.
Oh, okay. It's probably not as much as I thought.
Yeah. But it's been busy. Like it's when you got a lot of free time, like I have had
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
last 9 months, then it's you can play a lot of video games.
Like, because you're one of your favorite studios, Ubisoft, and then obviously you're a huge Xbox fan. It's kind of funny because
Ubisoft is not one of my favorite. I
What do you mean?
I love Assassin's Creed, but other than that,
Okay, how many people in the world have completed every Assassin's Creed game?
26.
And have you completed every Assassin's Creed game?
I have.
So sorry, you're a fucking big fan of Ubisoft, you dickhead. You fucking absolute cockhead.
Shit, it doesn't work that way.
That is like the worst fucking. Oh no, I'm not a fan of. Not a fan of them. Just played every fucking Assassin's Creed game and completed every single one.
You know how much bullshit that Ubisoft makes that I have no interest in, and
sure,
you know what? I played a Division 1 and 2, and
now you're getting into it,
and they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But I hate Ubisoft. By the way,
this actually makes me want to play fucking Star Wars Outlaws, the same devs. So.
Yeah, as the person who really doesn't like them.
Oh, but man, Massive are a good developer.
What I was gonna say though, what I was trying to say is like, I feel like there's a lot of shit around PlayStation that, you know, we'll get into some of it today. But if you look at it, I'm like, fucking Xbox, man. Phil Spencer has fucked up the gaming competitiveness. Like, I think it's just like over for Xbox. Like, how the fuck are they going to release another console? I think it's insane if they release another console.
Everything's just fucking weird at the moment. Like, Nintendo's Nintendo, right? But even
they're killing it. They're killing it.
No, but I'm talking just like, they're kind of in a holding pattern at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So Nintendo's Nintendo, like I'm removing them from this. Everything's just weird at the moment. Like I don't know.
Well, Xbox has fucked
weird
it up.
Landscape.
I mean, I don't want to talk about some of the stuff I want to talk about later. But anyway, we'll just remember, like, I think a big reason why things are fucked up in PlayStation is because Xbox is fucked up so hard. We'll talk about it later.
That's so into God.
Yeah, I've got some strategic thinking about like what's going on there at Sony as well.
So strategic, you wore your strategic.
Yeah, I put my shirt on. Yeah, this is right.
Just for this discussion.
Discussion.
You literally kind of look like Phil Spencer at the moment, actually. You know, when he wears the t-shirt with the suit jacket.
That's true. I'm offended. I'm going to spin this whole fucking podcast now. Every word I say is going to be bullshit.
Is that a video game t-shirt?
No, it's just this like Japanese.
Ah, damn it! Because if it was a video game T-shirt, that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect.
No. I'm trying to retire my video game T-shirts. Trying to grow up, Smitty. Trying to grow up. Yeah. Got to be an adult.
I don't own a single video game T-shirt.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't have them. I have them all. And I'm not doing my band shirts anymore either because I feel like too many people wear band shirts. It kind of pisses me off. Because I'm the only one who's allowed to wear a band shirt. That's why. All right, what's the next topic?
Well, let's get into the beast. Let's get into the PS5 Pro. I think.
Oh, we're gonna go PS5 Pro. I thought we were gonna go Concord.
Well,
I thought you wanted to do PS5 Pro last.
Well, you want to start with Concord? Okay.
No, but I thought you wanted to do PS5 Pro last.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you say in the segue? I was just fucking talking. I'll talk about it later. That was bad on your part.
No, because we had something in our list that says Xbox exclusives. That's what I thought you were talking about. So I'm there.
Okay, but let's go to Concord.
Back at you, bitch.
Let's go Concord and let's go Xbox exclusives or whatever. I can't remember the list. Did you send them on Signal? Let me bring it up on the screen now.
Clearly, we needed that run sheet.
Yeah, the run sheet was good. That was a good system.
All right,
oh shit, we've got a lot to talk about, man. I gotta do work after this. All right.
Well, we covered Astrobot already. That was
so we've done one item. What have we done? One item?
But the others some will be quick.
Jesus.
Let's
get through this.
We're not going to talk about Concord for too long.
I thought I'll just be an hour or so. We've done one topic.
All right. Minutes.
Concord.
Wow.
Not the plane.
What a story, man.
That's crazy.
For context, anyone doesn't know, Concord was the big live service shooter that was published by Sony. I think developed. Was it Fire Sprite or was that someone else? No,
Firewalk. Was it?
Firewalk. Man, see, clearly we need our run sheet. Anyway, basically,
we did no research.
had a bit of a weird marketing cycle. It was like the opener for a state of play and was taken offline after what, 10 or 11 days.
It was like,
Just
yeah, a couple of weekends. I think
and
it was one weekend. They had one full weekend, from what I remember.
was in development for a very long time. There's been a lot of numbers thrown out
Firewalk,
there.
I was right. Woo!
Yeah, a lot of numbers out there, but I'm just going to say a long time because some of it's like hard to knuckle down with that.
Yeah.
But big budget game. Obviously a big bet by Sony. They've already cancelled a bunch of their live service games that they had in development under the old Jim Ryan leadership, and this was one of the almost like biggest failures in gaming history. It's wild. It's absolutely insane. But
yeah, like what?
It's almost like a story still unfinished though, because we have no idea what the future is. But
I'm going to go straight to the financials and go, I want to give this a year and however long we need to see if Sony Entertainment, the like main body, tries to write this off as a loss.
mm-hmm.
So, because it's like, if you sell goods and it's not successful, you can't deduct it from your tax. If something is a complete write-off, you basically go, for all the profit I've made, I can write off a whole bunch of this. And the fact that they've been so aggressive with refunds. Like, I've seen stories on Reddit of people going, you've been refunded. You don't even need to send the game back. Like, you've been refunded. Here's the money. Just acknowledge that you've been refunded. I'm like, it's so fishy. Like, I don't know the whole accounting details of it, but I think they're going to try to argue that from an accounting point of view, it's like the whole thing is written off. It's a complete loss. And then basically make more money doing that because it's going to shield their profits than they could have hoped for, given how badly it launched. But yeah, I can't think of a bigger... It's a good question. What is like a worse launch? Like, the only two things three, Anthem, like, came to mind, right? That was pretty bad, right?
But Anthem still sold okay. It's just it died.
That's true.
Quickly. It just died quickly.
I think that's the amazing thing here. So, like, Anthem, they did sell like 1 million units at least. Anthem. This was like 24,000 or something. It's like insanity.
And Anthem's kind of like, it did have a lot of buzz, but it kind of like when it launched, it took, I think, a few weeks for it to or like a little bit of time for people to go, wait, there's not really much to this game, you know? Whereas the hatred on Concord was almost immediate. And I'm just going to say, look, I haven't played Concord, right? And I can't obviously play it anymore.
No, we can't. You're not allowed to.
By a number of accounts that I've listened to, the game was actually a very solid game in that style of game, right?
It was a meh game.
Yeah, but I mean, some people are saying it was a very well-made game, but it just did nothing to stand out from the pack. That's a lot of what I've heard. But man, I remember seeing all the comments and the Reddit comments, which are obviously sometimes horrible, but man, the hatred on that game from the beginning, or at least from kind of the big reveal, because we knew about the existence of that game for a while, was kind of just it almost like it didn't stand a chance, man.
No, I definitely didn't stand a chance, and it was. So I personally hate cancel culture and all that kind of stuff, and to me, this is like an example of this kind of almost cancel culture thing. But yeah, of the people who say that they hate cancel culture being the perpetrators, right? Because I think there is definitely an element of Concord, and I didn't really follow it that closely, but it sort of had a little bit of woke smell on it, right? And people have just grabbed onto that. So it's like no one's getting excited about it. It feels very much just like Overwatch meets Guardians of the Galaxy, right? But with no like whatever you want to say about Blizzard and give them shit, they've got an amazing ability to create characters. Like, I don't play almost any Blizzard games, but it's like when I see their characters, I'm like, there's something to them. You know what I mean? Like they're little brainworms. They get in your head and you remember them, like Tracer and stuff like that. I know these characters and I didn't fucking play these games at all.
Well, like Overwatch is a great example. I know not all the characters are, emblematic of this, but is a good example of sex sells. Like that was a lot of the appeal for people was the character designs of Overwatch. And then
Yeah,
obviously
agree.
the people got hooked on the gameplay. But when it comes to the character designs of Concord, I don't think there was anything that people looked at and said, hey, that appeals in the way that Overwatch did to me. And unfortunately, that's the draw for a lot of people is especially in a hero shooter. The hero
Yeah.
designs matter. And
But
I can't say that I've sat there and looked at all the designs of Concord. I have no idea. But
well, I've looked at a bunch of them, and it actually, do you know what it reminds me of? It's now we're both huge fans of Red Letter Media, and there's one thing that they said that I was like, I think one of the reasons why their videos on Phantom Menace and things like that were really, really interesting and cool was they made some really interesting, funny cutting points, right? And it always reminds me of what Matt Groening said about when you design characters, you want to have distinct silhouettes. So it's like your like lizard brain just knows things, right? And the other thing is like you see something and you see someone and you kind of know what they are. If I look at Concord characters, it's just like, I don't know what they are. Like, I don't know what like, if I just look at random ones, I'm like the main guy, like who's on the.
that's the only guy that I could look at and go, oh, that's a character from Concord.
Yeah,
That's
but I don't know what he
literally the only
does,
character.
though. I don't know what he does. Like, is he like a good guy or a bad guy? Is he a rebel? Is he.
He's knockoff Michael Rooker. Come on,
Yeah, but do you know what I'm saying? It's like you kind of don't get a good sense when you're looking at the characters of like it doesn't bother me that they're like, you got this fat black chick and it's like, whatever. Like that shit doesn't bother me. It's more just like her dress. Like, what is she? Is she like supposed to be like smart? Is she supposed to be like tactical? Is she meant to be this or that? The characters give you no details. So it's like when you're watching all the videos and again, like juxtapose it to like Guardians of the Galaxy and then juxtapose it to Overwatch, right? It's like you see these characters, you go, I know what this is. This guy's like some kind of sneaky sniper or, in Guardians, it's like, oh yeah, this is the big brute or this is the wisecracking character. Like the character designs are horrible. Like, no, like you don't want to like dogpile on people, right? But this is honestly some of the worst characters designs that I could think of because they're like AI generated.
I'm so surprised that they didn't really get the feedback they needed to actionable feedback, Like they obviously had a bunch of people saying something's off about these character designs, but no one pushed back enough to say these aren't going to appeal to people that are looking to play
Like, is this
hero
real?
shooter.
Is this real?
Oh, it must be.
But I haven't looked at much of Concord, but it's like, huh? It's like nothing grips me about these characters. Like literally none of the characters grip me. Like it's bizarre. It's like this guy, like what is he? Is he kind of like I don't know. It's so freaking weird, man. What a weird game.
I just want to clarify, I'm also not at all the target audience for a hero shooter at all. So like even if a game had good character designs, it wouldn't entice me to play it. But there's so many people out there saying the same thing.
But it's so fundamental. It's like when I saw that trailer drop, remember when the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer dropped?
Yeah, the state of play one, yeah.
And look, it's same as me. It's not going to be my game. But I watched that. I was like, this is so boring. This is so like not enticing at all. Right? But I'm still kind of shocked that like Sony let it go, didn't do enough like audience testing because I think about my work, we always test things with real customers. And if that does not come out like at least arguable, like, we can get them across the line, we'll go back to the drawing board. Like, there's no way in hell they got proper customers, showed them this stuff, and people were like, oh yeah, that's great.
I can't believe Foam Stars outlived Concord.
But Foam Stars was pretty well designed, man.
But that's what I'm saying. But it still exists in a similar space to me of a game that just people don't talk about at all. And I'm so surprised that outlived a massive Sony published title.
Having said that, this is a Square title, so it's pretty massive as well, right?
Yeah, apparently they're moving that to free to play.
Look, so I think with Concord, so like it's a really good comparison, right? Because Concord and Foam Stars were both basically aping off like major titles in this like, you know, multiplayer genre, Splatoon and Overwatch, right? But at least with Foam Stars, the characters looked cool. Like I played a little bit of Foam Stars, but Concord couldn't even fall fate of. And I said it to you. I'm like, my whole summary of Foam Stars is, we've already got a George. Like I don't need another Splatoon. Splatoon's great.
So it's bizarre. It's Bizarro.
It's Bizarro
Overwatch.
Splatoon. Now, it's not even Bizarro Overwatch. It's not even that. It's not even at that level. Like that's the thing that I can't believe that they couldn't at least get the designs, because you can do the designs. You could redo all the designs if you really wanted to, right? At least if they had the right designs, people would have gone in and played it. And like you said, people who are like, who cares about the designs? I'll just like the gameplay, play it, and they're like, yeah, it's competent. But then you go, I already got Overwatch. Why the fuck am I playing this? Strange, man. Strange. And then how much money they lost on this. Whoa.
So we're in an interesting position in terms of like the live service stuff, because a little while back you had Sega cancel Hyenas, which was the one, I think the most...
Oh, did they cancel that?
Yeah, they cancelled it. It was almost ready to go. Wow. And they cancelled it. And I think it was the most expensive game Sega had ever produced under Creative Assembly, I think.
Wow.
So they cancelled that. We have obviously a whole bunch of stuff that Sony's cancelled, but they haven't cancelled Fair Games. Fair Games is the next one coming from them, which is like Payday style game, right? So it's like a
heist game.
Game, yeah. And I'm really interested to see what happens with that game. Are they going to possibly... What are they going to do with that game? Because it could end up like another Concord, right?
And remember this clip? It was like, I don't know if this is going to work if I play it. It was like, I don't know, man. I was like, shit, I don't know about this, man.
I mean, Fair Games to me has a stronger visual identity than what Concord had. Like,
yeah, but kind of like a bit wanky, or I was a bit like, I agree. It's much stronger, much stronger than Concord.
Now, also add in the fact that Bungie have Marathon, which is apparently going through its own woes.
Really?
So that's a multiplayer extraction shooter.
But see, Marathon to me, like, I think I'm a pretty good person to judge this in the sense that I don't play any of these games. But when I saw the Marathon trailer, I was like, that looks intriguing. It looks sick. It looks like cool. And I probably won't play it, but I'm like, it looks pretty cool. But you're saying they're struggling as well.
No, I mean, there's reports that, like, Bungie in general are struggling, right? They have struggled for quite a while, and they've cut back on projects that they were working on to focus on Marathon and Destiny 2.
Yeah.
But it's in a position where that is now essentially a Sony published title. I don't know if that's going to technically be multi-platform or not. I have no idea.
It'll be PC and PlayStation 5. Yeah. That's the way they're doing it.
But then on the other side of things, you had Helldivers. You know, you had a success. So it's kind of like, Helldivers was obviously a very, very good game by all accounts, but also a very big surprise success.
Yeah.
So...
And none of you want to play it.
I wouldn't mind playing it. It's just...
Dude, I said to... All right, the listeners are on my side. I said to our little crew, Helldivers 2 is on sale at the moment. You can get it on PC.
I didn't say anything about it yet.
You saw it. You saw the message. You didn't come back to us.
Yeah, because I forgot.
Mike was on board.
Because I forgot. Because I'm not really buying any games at the moment. So
you're not going to play. But like, so I'm playing Marathon in the background. This looks so much better. It's so much more intriguing.
Oh, it does. It does. Like, I'm just saying, like, this is
multitudes more.
It definitely looks better. Fair Games also looks better than what Concord did.
But not as good as this. Like, Concord, horrible. Fair Games is like, And then Marathon, I'm like, it looks really sick, actually.
The reason I bring it up is because they're the next kind of
cab off the rank of this.
Where it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Are they going to just continue the course that they have? Are they possibly going to pivot in any way at all to try to, I don't know, alleviate the failure of Concord, you know?
And then don't forget Last of Us multiplayer got cancelled.
Twisted Metal, the multiplayer game.
I didn't even know that was...
Yeah.
So Last of Us was interesting to me because, number one, they promised that game was going to be part of Last of Us Part 2. then backflipped on that whole fucking thing. And basically going, oh, well, we're spinning it out to its own game. And you're like, fair enough. And then they cancel it altogether. So it's like you basically just totally broken your promise.
And here's another one, which I don't know that much about, but Guerrilla are working on a multiplayer Horizon game.
Yeah. See, that really doesn't make sense. I think The Last of Us Online, I think that's a bit of a misstep for Sony to do that. I think if they just said, look, this is going to be a limited game, people would have bought it and just kind of taken it for what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's a multiplayer game, but we're going to have a season and then we're going to like wind it all down. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would have been interesting to do that. It sounded like they had enough content to do it for a period of time. And I do find it hilarious that Bungie went into Naughty Dog and said, nah, they don't know what they're fucking doing. Shut it all down. And then like a year later, Bungie's almost like falling apart.
There's apparently also a co-op action game from the London studio as well.
But are you just trying to get me excited, Swinny, that free-to-play games, multiplayer games like this are dying?
What I think it is... No, what I think it is, because there's a lot of people out there that love these style of games, but there's only so many games that can hold a position of being popular enough to maintain and survive. Like, people can't play 12 different live service multiplayer games.
Dude, but like, not saying Intergot is right, but I feel like in the whole course of us doing this podcast, the biggest thing I kept on saying about this space is single player games, you play it, there's a period of time, there's a zeitgeist. But like even Elden Ring, how big that is, it's like 2 months. It was 2 months. That was a long time. 2 months of like insanity, and then it's done. Like Shadow of the Erdtree came out, which neither of us have played, even though we both love Elden Ring. Right? And it's like, and Mike has, and he's not on the podcast. You know, that was like a month, yeah? Like maybe even 2 weeks, Shadow of the Erdtree. And then it's done. But to your point, and I always said it, it's like, you can only have so many games like that. You know, like we've already got a George. We don't need another George. We've got our crew. Yeah. And talking about those kind of things, there's Seinfeld, Friends, The Office. You can't have too many TV shows like that either. Have you noticed that? It's like, even those shows are just sticking around. They're like mind-numbing shows. Like, just turn it on. Not going to think. Not going to use my brain. They're so dumb. And then, yeah, there's some really great shows, but you watch it in a period of time and then you're not going to rewatch it again. So I think the studios were probably looking at it like it's too risky for us not to invest in this space because of the payoff is insane. But now with all these failures, it's like, oh, okay.
Well, that's the thing. It's like,
who's greenlighting games like this now?
Yeah, like let's put 5 out, and if one survives and blows up, it's worth the failure of the other 4. You know,
but it hasn't stacked up. If you're looking at Helldivers 2, that's really popular, but that's not making billions of dollars. And then you think about how much they've cost with Concord. It's like 7 years of development. Like, by the way, what? Yeah, crazy, man. Interesting.
So, yeah, a lot of discussion about a game we haven't played, but it's an interesting one nonetheless, I think.
Yeah, and by far the biggest failure of Sony. Like, for Sony first-party games. By far.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm so keen to know what they do with that. Like
fair games,
no, with Concord in general. Like I don't think they can bring it back. I
think the fact that they're so aggressive with the refunds, they're going to try to write it off. I don't know if they legally can do that because it's launched. I've never heard of that before, but you know, there was a TV show a few years ago that they just basically deleted from the internet. And you know what the other weird thing about this is? I think there are some rules around they might need to actually delete content if they want to write it off. Like actually delete the game properly.
Well, yeah.
Which imagine that if you're the creative. Like, can we just say, and I think we're both on the same page here. Like, I do feel bad for the devs. Like, it would fucking suck to work for like 7 years. And look, I've worked on so many things at my work. And then, you know, there's some really great successes, but there's some things that weren't. And then you look back on it and you go, damn, I spent like 18 months on that and it's went to nothing. Like the idea of working 7 years and then your game is turned offline after 2 weeks.
That's the thing. Is like if the game just failed
like
and was
Anthem.
dead.
Yeah, like Anthem. Yeah.
Yeah, if it was like Anthem, it'd be
it'd be a shame,
but
and by the way, you can always then go, Yeah, but boot it up, man. People are still playing it. It's actually like it got a bad rap. You can spin it a bit. You can do a Phil
Yeah.
Spencer. I'll do my Phil Spencer set. Anthem's. On reflection, was it really as bad as people thought it was? I mean, people are still playing it to this day. But you can't do that. Like Concord, you're like, it's done. It could be a tax write-off. My whole fucking thing was a tax write-off.
Talking about TV shows, did you hear
Yes.
about the Amazon shows? The Amazon show?
Tell me about it. I only know like
So
high level.
Amazon has an upcoming series. I think it's called Secret Level or something, where
including a Concord.
there's an episode based on Concord. So
that's so awesome. So there is more Concord coming. The diehards
there is.
rejoice.
There is. You want that Concord lore? Then you got one more. You got one more to come.
But yeah,
Alright,
what other shows are going to be in there? Has it all been announced or?
Yeah, there's a
Or
bunch
games, I
been
should say.
announced. I think there's one based on I think Sega
God of War, right?
involved. So Amazon Secret Level, Pac-Man, Warhammer 40K, Mega Man, Unreal Tournament, New
Mega Man, that
World,
was the crazy one.
Armored Core.
Nice.
Spelunky.
Splunky, that's cool.
Honor of Kings, Seafood, Dungeons and Dragons, Outer Worlds, which I'd be interested in seeing that.
Nice.
Crossfire. Crossfire.
Crossfire.
Crossfire. And there's a general PlayStation 1. That's what I was thinking of. So
That's kind of cool. It's that is kind of sick though. Like, oh yeah, Sifu. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I like Unreal Tournament. That's awesome. I'm totally gonna watch this shit.
Get some facing world. They better have facing worlds in that show. I'll be very disappointed if they don't.
Can I just rewind 30 minutes? The whole reason why I was talking about like my second favorite game was because my eldest son was going, "What's your second favorite game? What's your favorite game?" And I was like, Super Metroid and Super Mario Brothers 3. And he goes, "No, they're not that good." Because like one of my favorite is Minecraft, and there's a movie about Minecraft, right? And I go,
no.
"You've picked one of the worst games in history, Super Mario Brothers 3, to say there's no movie. In fact, it was the first video game movie of all time, The Wizard." I'm like, out of all the old games you could have picked, you picked the only one that actually had a movie. Like, that's unreal. Like, what's the chance of that?
That's funny.
That was the whole circle. A Metroid movie or show, fuck that. I would be so into that. That's shit, man. That would be sick.
Just as long as Team Ninja is nowhere near it, then we
Yeah,
don't
no,
want
of
other M.
course. Yeah, the characters in the show just walk in one of 8 directions. I'm trying to think, like, which chick would be the best to play Samus? I have to think about that.
Sounded like Mike there.
I am getting a little bit Mike. Yeah, that's true. I
Alright,
might Google while you talk.
Well, I think so. There's a couple of other things. Maybe we'll get to PS5 Pro at the end. Just wanted to mention that the new Zelda game, which comes out in a couple of weeks, is
That would be good.
what do you-
Actually, I should have checked the screen to make sure that there's nothing too
Oh,
extreme.
That's it. I'm out of here.
No, all right, I just double checked it before I flipped. Margot
All right.
Robbie as Samus. That would be it. I'm not even a big Margot Robbie fan, but even I'm on board with that.
Man, that suit jacket.
Get that
is
zero
doing-
suit. Get that zero suit
it
going.
It is corrupting you right now.
yeah. This is the new regime. That's right. Zero suit Margot Robbie.
Okay,
Gotta
can we get
rule things
on
off later.
to can we please get on to some wholesome Zelda talk?
Yes, yes.
Which is the fact that there's a new bloody Zelda game coming out in a couple of weeks, and it's
Day one
leaked.
for me.
It's leaked out there.
Which is always happening now. Like they're
How? I don't. It's like, because if it's leaked, has someone gotten a physical copy?
Yeah.
I don't know what the process is. A physical copy and just like ripped it. How
Yeah.
did they even do it?
that's what's happening. Like it's really easy to dump Switch games, and supposedly I think out of Mexico, there's like I think Mexico they didn't get Tears of the Kingdom early, some crazy thing like that. Like they didn't like it was late in Mexico, I think, from memory. It's the problem is like, like GameStop in the States, they sometimes get the games like weeks in advance and they just sit there and they don't open them because they're normal human beings who don't try to break the law in a massive way. But yeah, you never figure out where it's from unless someone like dobs them in. But that does suck though.
It does. So if
And then you got
anyone's obviously-
shitty YouTubers who post stuff about it. I fucking instant ban those motherfuckers.
Yeah, those shitty YouTubers. Nobody that's on YouTube is worth a damn.
No, you know what I'm saying. I'm saying people who post spoilers about stuff like that. That shits me, man.
It's also the kind of the worst game series to spoil because it's not like there's some cool stories in the games, but it's not like
Yeah, it's experience.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
You don't go for them for the spoiler kind of moments. You know, you go for the gameplay. So it's like the weirdest stuff. But
yeah, no, I totally agree. That sucks. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah.
I'm actually I'm looking forward to playing that game eventually. I just hope that it runs okay because some of the
It's gonna run
footage,
at 30 frames per second for sure.
Yeah, it looks like it struggles at times, but
Dude,
it looks like
the fucking
cool
Switch
game.
is like almost 8-year-old Android phone. It's amazing it runs anything.
No, but I'm just saying, like, there's still ways to optimize games. You know, like don't put a game out that runs poorly, you know. So I just hope it runs better than some of the footage I've seen. I was hoping that was early development.
No, it's gonna run like shit. Like Nintendo, like whatever you want to shit you want to give Nintendo, and I give them a lot of shit. I give them credit that they never try to misrepresent things. So similar to Link's Awakening, you know, the remake of that game. When they showed footage of that, I was like, it looks real kind of like choppy. And the game was choppy, right? So when I saw this game, I'm like, it's going to be one of those fucking Zelda choppy games. To be honest, like, let's go through the history of Zelda. I mean, like, which Zelda game runs fucking without, like, slowing down? It's kind of insane. Like, the NES game, the SNES game, 64 game massively. Like, the GameCube games, did they have slowdown? I didn't play them too much.
Look, they may have, but we're in a
Skyward Sword has slowdown.
We're in a different era than
dude.
Them, though.
But you know what I'm saying? Like every fucking mainline Zelda game, maybe apart from no, but I think A Link to the Past did have slowdown in some bits because I remember there's like a ROM hack to make it so there's no slowdown. So
well, we were also playing it on PAL version, so
yeah, true. Yeah, I should. That's why I replayed my whole childhood at 60 frames per second instead of 50.
So yeah. So are you going to be getting that game
day one
at launch? Day one.
So I'm going to be going down to Melbourne the next day. So I'm going to be catching up with you guys maybe, and then playing that game in my time off with the boys. So
awesome.
Although I do need to go to work on Monday, which sucks now.
So just pull the Siki, come on.
I can't. I'm like I got a big meeting. So but anyway.
The other thing, we missed a lot. We missed a lot of news through our big break.
Big break, yeah, exactly.
And I just want to just generally bring up the topic about Xbox and the exclusives and the non-exclusives, because we've had, in that time, we had Doom: The Dark Ages get revealed at, I think it was the Summer Game Fest show.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it. What do you think about it?
I think it looks awesome, but it was announced it's coming to PlayStation as well as Xbox and obviously PC. But
I always expected that for that one, even without the recent news, though.
But the thing is, though, that that is the first big budget title after those four, and a lot of people have forgotten that. Like everyone's almost like the whole Indiana Jones thing blew up because Indiana Jones was also announced to be coming to PlayStation 5 as well.
Yeah.
But a lot of people forgot that Doom has already since then also been announced for that as well. And what I did was I went back and listened to when we chatted, we had a big chat about what we thought this year would be for the different platforms and whatnot. And my prediction was that Starfield would get announced for PS5 this year.
Oh, really?
I still think it will this year.
It won't.
I still think it will.
Nah. Next year it will.
No, I don't know if it will be released, but I think it will get announced this year. So,
yeah, I don't know enough about Xbox to know if there's like things to announce or not. But yeah, maybe announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah, like I think Game Awards would be a good time for that.
Are we going to do Game Awards this year?
I'm always up for the Game Awards.
Okay.
Remember, the only reason we didn't do it last year is because we just couldn't get the. Well, we did it. We just couldn't do it for the show. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I think I was in Melbourne. But anyway,
yeah. We
watched it together, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did IRL Game Awards.
We did.
We did a private show, OnlyFans.
We even did the predictions, and we drew
We
again.
did. We drew again. Yeah, I remember. Oh, that's crazy. But just before we jump into, I don't know what you want to talk about, but like, I don't know why, but I love Doom 2016. I just couldn't get into, or maybe I just didn't get enough time, Doom Eternal. I think it was almost daunting, Doom Eternal, because like Doom 2016 was just like, play it, it's fun. I don't know. I just hear people talking about how Doom Eternal, it's like, whoa, okay, you got to be like paying attention or else you're going to lose. I'm a bit like, And then, I don't know, Dark Ages, it's not that I'm against it. It's just, it didn't grab me as much as I thought it would. So.
I think that looks more appealing to me than anything the Doom series has done
for a long time.
A long time. Like, I just look like the concept of, of like being in that kind of different era and stuff like that. It just looks awesome.
Yeah.
It makes me want a nice new like Hexen game.
Yeah. Dude, that's what I thought when I saw it. The one thing I do like about what they're doing is like this Doom Slayer is becoming like a character now. Which in the past I don't think they like. I kind of liked it not being a character, but now it's kind of like
2016 pretty much has.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like now that they're like this game feels more like he's like a character. I'm like it's kind of I kind of like it now. It's kind of funny like how they're doing it. So, but yeah, about going back to the exclusives. How do you feel as a mega Xbox fan? You've bought a lot into this generation.
No, I'm a mega Xbox user. I'm not a mega Xbox fan. I always clarify that. It's where I play my games, but I don't care. I don't have loyalty to the brand or to the platform. I am very happy that more people get to play these games. I'm definitely a fan of game non-exclusivity. But it's a double-edged sword for them because we've talked about it before. We talked about it when they announced the 4 games that they brought across to other platforms, is that the more games that aren't exclusive to the Xbox from a console standpoint, the less reason there is to own an Xbox console. So
right.
It is.
We are getting our AI overlords to correct you. I've put a prompt in. Hopefully I've hidden everything that I can that's about me. I put a prompt in to ask ChatGPT, give me a checklist of what would define a person as an Xbox fan. Is that a good prompt, or should I add?
Well, you don't need to get AI to answer that. I just answered it for you.
I'm doing it right now. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Whoa, shit. I've never seen this before. It's actually got 2 fucking versions. All right. Can you see what it says?
Yeah.
Why is it saying...
I can't read it that much.
Oh, okay. This is crazy. It's actually showing me 2... No, we're getting A/B tested right now.
A lot of that is just someone that plays Xbox.
All right.
Not.
To identify an enthusiast, consider the following characteristics. So can you live answer these things as we go through? Let's sum it up. Yeah. Can we come on, play along? Ownership of Xbox consoles.
Tick.
So multiple consoles. Yep. Active Xbox Live membership.
Well, you need one to play online, yes.
Yeah, but you don't need one. I didn't have one for a long time. Regular gameplay. Yes. But okay. I think this is getting juicier. Participation in Xbox communities.
Yeah.
Okay. Following Xbox news and updates.
Well, I follow all gaming news.
Do you follow Xbox? Yes, you do.
Yes, as part of that, yes.
All right, here we go. Ownership of Xbox accessories.
Oh, come on. Every person who has a console has accessories.
No, not necessarily. Invest in the official or third-party accessories. Forget about controllers. Headsets. Do you have any Xbox headsets or external storage devices?
That's anyone that owns a console has a headset or an external drive or whatever,
Engagement with Xbox events. Attends or participates in Xbox-related events, either virtually or in person, like Xbox Game Showcase or community events.
I watch all the game showcases,
so yes?
regardless of platform. Yeah.
All right. So how many is this so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Advocacy for Xbox. Recommends Xbox.
I've seen the last point. That's the funniest.
Yeah. Just wait. Don't ruin it because people are listening as well.
Wait.
No, you can see it. All right, come on. Recommends. This one you might be a no. Advocacy for Xbox. Recommends Xbox products and services to friends and family, often highlighting the platform's strengths and exclusive offerings. What exclusive offerings? Would you say yes or no?
I would actually say no for that one.
I'd give you, like, I think I'm a fair judge. I'd say probably no. I knew this one would get us. All right, feedback to Microsoft. Provides constructive criticism or suggestions regarding Xbox features, games, or services through official feedback channels. Have you submitted...
feedback.
Have you submitted...
Official.
No, listen. Have you submitted any feedback to Microsoft or Xbox or any related games through official channels, feedback channels?
No.
There you go, 2. So there's 2. And now the last one. Now, if this one's true, this defines you as an Xbox fan. I'm not making this up, people. Watch the YouTube version.
You know that's the whole point of me buying this thing behind me.
No, it doesn't say that. Display of Xbox merchandise.
Irony. It was irony.
Showcases Xbox themed merchandise such as clothing, posters, collectibles, reflecting their enthusiasm for the brand. All right. What if the person doesn't have the...
We should explain for anyone that's only listening to audio. I have a giant floating Xbox logo above my head on my wall. So, and it's lit up. It's a lit up one. Oh my god, that.
All right, so I'm saying to ChatGPT that you don't have the second and the third last one, and then you can test that you're not a fan. So many choices. Oh, look! This is getting like a shrink for you, man. Look, if someone could test that they're not an Xbox fan, despite having many traits like owning consoles, regularly playing games, subscribing to the services, it might be because they don't feel a strong personal attachment to the brand. They could see the Xbox usage as casual or purely for entertainment, without identifying emotionally or socially with the platform. Being a fan often involves a sense of loyalty, passion. Okay. How about this question? But they don't want to switch to PlayStation, even though it is clearly the better platform.
I own a PlayStation.
Are you sure?
A PlayStation 5. I own one.
Not a fan.
What self-respecting Xbox fanboy owns a PS5? Let me ask you that one, eh?
Here we go. So I said, but they don't switch to PlayStation, even though it's clearly a better platform. Are you sure they're not a fan? Give me a final definitive answer. If a person consistently chooses to stay with Xbox and has no desire to switch to PlayStation, even when presented with reasons to why PlayStation might be considered the better platform, they almost certainly have some form of loyalty or attachment to Xbox. Whether they label themselves as a fan or not, their preference for Xbox over the other options. So, in a final... this is ChatGPT, this is official. So, in a final definitive sense, yes, they are likely an Xbox fan, even if they don't openly embrace the title. Their action choices and loyalty to the Xbox ecosystem suggest they identify with it, even if they don't admit it explicitly. Wow.
There's a big flaw with this.
What?
Throughout this whole thing, there's been no mention at all that the person has a digital library worth like $20,000.
Okay.
On that platform.
Right. They still say they are not a fan. Their argument, they own over 20k of games. What do you think of this? And then let's see. If they own over 20k worth of games, but still insist they aren't a fan, their argument likely stems from how they define fandom. We've set it off onto this crazy course.
You know, Mike would be so disappointed in you right now.
This is funny, though. Oh, there you go. So you are a fan. ChatGPT officially said you're a fan.
All right, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Wait. So, wait. Can I say, is he a closeted fan?
If admitting I'm a fan gets us to move on from this, then I'm a fan.
Here we go. Yes. What? I can't believe they're like allowed to write this. Yes, based on everything you've described, it sounds like he might be a closeted fan. So awesome. Hey, look, it goes here. In essence, he might be a fan who just doesn't want to openly acknowledge it.
All right.
Okay. Give me a song based on this story about him.
There we go. Just hold this up in front of my head for the rest of the show.
Can you record this as a song now, Swinny?
Okay. Send me the lyrics after the show, and I'll give it a shot.
I'll sing a little bit for you to give you some ideas. Here, look. Can you see, Swinny?
Yeah.
You say you're not a fan, but you own the gear. 20 grand in games, yet you're still unclear. You stick with Xbox, but won't give it a Switch. But PlayStation's better, or so they pitch.
AI was a mistake. Generative AI was a mistake.
I love AI, man. I love it. I also love how Mike hates it so much.
I was not expecting the discussion about this to go in that direction, but
can I just say a little micro thing?
What? No, before we get to that, literally on my desk, I was going to bring this up at some point. Was PlayStation? I bought some PlayStation.
Oh, cards. Nice.
Cards. Am I an Xbox fan now, you bastard? I'm showing off PlayStation merch.
You've actually got a PlayStation up there as well.
Yes, I got. Jesus.
But you still choose to play on Xbox. So I don't know. I have to say, you're an Xbox fan.
There's my PS5.
And it's full of dust. It's full of dust.
Sure, it's in a box because I don't currently play it, but it's there.
What update is your PS5 on? Which version?
Actually, not that long ago. Probably like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Yeah. So the kid, like, I sometimes take it.
All right, we established you're not a fan. Definitely not a fan.
Okay. All right, I think that's enough about that stuff. Do we want to get to the last big one?
Yeah.
So, the PlayStation 5 Pro.
PS5 Pro.
Finally announced, and...
Never saw that coming.
Yeah, definitely Nova. And it's a bit of a doozy. I've got some very mixed opinions about this. I don't know how do you want to start this off?
Oh, boy. I mean, do you want to summarize it for Joe Jives? So if he hasn't read anything about it?
Yes. So PS5 Pro, very much like the PS4 Pro before it, is obviously a mid-step, mid, I guess, generation step-up console that has a bunch of improvements, such that they talk about the big three. So they talk about the bigger GPU, they talk about more advanced ray tracing features, and their own proprietary PSSR
PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution.
The upscaling, which I love whenever that's mentioned. Digital Foundry talk about it being called PISA. That's great.
I didn't know they did that.
I love it so much. And so I've actually been following all the discussion that Digital Foundry have been talking about this ever since. Like, details have been obviously known for a long time.
So you know what your opinion is?
Actual developer documentation was leaked a while back.
Okay.
So we've known about what the features of the console are in terms of its internals for a long time. What we really didn't know much about until I guess some stuff leaked just before the announcement was the form factor and the situation with the disk drive. And obviously anything to do with price and release date, we didn't know. But in terms of its actual, like the changes to the actual hardware has been known for a long time. Yep. But it is, it's a very interesting case, the PS5 Pro, because I think we've talked about it before. It still feels like we're still barely into this generation. I know it's been years, but it doesn't feel
We're still cross-gen. It's still cross-gen.
Yeah.
Like, remember at the start of the show when I was looking through PSN profiles, on that whole page, not one single game was PS5. It was all PS4 games, because the thing is, even when they're releasing new games, the vast majority, apart from Concord, that was a PS5 exclusive, the vast majority of games that they're releasing are on both platforms still. So, because by the time they did a mid-gen refresh of the PS4, PS3 was like, there's no real games coming out on that.
Yeah.
Like, at all. It was PS4. So, the quality of those games, everyone was targeting PS4 only. And PS4 Pro, it was a noticeable uptick. Like you got PS4 Pro, you're like, fuck, these games play a lot better.
Well, yeah. So I guess one of the things I was going to bring up as I talked a bit about it was the fact that when I remember when the last gen upgrades came about, and I didn't move to the Xbox One X for a while because
Yeah.
I didn't feel like there was a need to until I played a game that really struggled, and I learned, which was Elix, I think, and I learned that it actually played a lot better on the One X. So that's when I bought a One X. But the big difference then was those earlier base consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One, didn't support 4K. They didn't support a lot of features, like they didn't have good anything to, I don't think, HDR and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So there was and that was around the time when 4K TVs were really becoming more standard, like pretty much, becoming the thing that people were buying at that point. So it made sense then.
Yeah.
It's weird now. It's such a weird thing. But what I wanted to say from because I didn't want to get into negative right away without saying, because I said mixed. I think it sounds like an absolutely fantastic console in terms of its like the hardware and everything. I'm sure it's going to be great. I think the support from Sony first party games supporting it will be really good. But it just doesn't feel necessary right now. And obviously we'll get into price and that. But yeah, it's such a. We knew it was coming, but it still doesn't feel like it's time.
Yeah, like, because I'm kind of a bit in the same camp as you of like, I don't want to just like dwell on the negative because I think even the take that people have on the negative is kind of not dumb, but it shows a lot about logical fallacies that people have, right? We're so anchored to these prices. And in the US, way more than Australia because with inflation, Australian dollar moves around. Like when people are like, oh, it's $1,000 in Australia, they've never been this expensive. This is the first console that's ever been $1,000 in Australia. I'm like, that's just wrong. Like I remember when like PlayStation came out, it was like that much. Like PlayStation 3 was freaking like $970 or something. But like, I'm in the same camp as you. I don't want to be too negative about it because I think the negative part, people are kind of like maybe not thinking of it in a big picture, but just as a personal thing. Like, even people at work are like, oh, you're going to get the PS5 Pro. I'm like, nah, no way. Like, I'm a big physical gamer because I like to have the disc. I don't know. I just like it. I don't need it, but I like it. And the fact that it doesn't come with the disc drive, it's not that like, oh, yeah, but just add a disk drive, do all that stuff. It's like, I don't want to do all that muck around. Like, seriously, it's a fucking pain in the ass. Like, it's actually what I like about console versus PC. Like, I've built my own PC, done all that stuff. But I kind of like just with, like, Switch. Switch just fucking works, man. Like, you don't have to set anything up. Whereas this, it's like, it's like a bad hybrid of a PC. It's like, I got to get the PS5 Pro. Then I got to get this fucking attachment. And then even I'm like, wait, the attachment that they sell for the PS Slim Digital, does that still work for this?
Well, it
like,
does,
I think it does.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
No, but it doesn't say it on the box.
Well, the same with the Slim. If that console's factory reset at any point and there aren't servers available in the future, then you can't actually register the disk drive with the console. It needs to have an online verification.
Yeah, but it's just like all this stuff where I'm like, it's interesting because like, I'd say that part of it, to me, okay, like I don't know if I want to jump straight into this point, but fuck it, I will. I think Sony are like doing like a really galaxy brain move with the PS5 Pro, right? Like I think this is like, you know, everyone else is playing checkers and they're playing 4D chess, right? They smashed Xbox in this generation, like smashed them now, right? And I think it's actually like, as much as people say it's arrogant, I think they've done like a really, like as a business person, like a really insanely smart business move, right? Like, I think they know themselves, people are going to look at this and go, they're not going to buy it. Like in any numbers, any significant numbers, people are not going to buy PS5 Pro, right? But They don't need a bunch of people to buy it. Like they're smashing it 5-1, they reckon, PS5 to Xbox, right? And they're not competing in the same way against PC. They're not competing in the same way against Switch. This is its own market. There's like 3 main gaming markets we care about. Mobile, I just don't give a shit about at all. Like handheld Switch, then this market and PC. They're smashing this market. They're dominating it, right? Now as like if big sort of business brain move, and I kind of think they've done it because of this as well. They've reset everyone's expectations about PS6. Like they've come out with something so aggressive from a price point of view. They've also like taken the disc drive out, which takes money out of it. So it's like even more expensive than it really is, right? And with a few moves, what they've done is they've sent the clear signal to everyone. We don't have disc drives anymore. And remember, like my contention was, if you look at the PlayStation 5's design, like, and I said this ages ago in another episode, I'm like, I think that they designed it as a digital console and they were like, we do not want to have discs. And then they backflipped on it and we're like, nah. Like basically the finance people are like, no, you have to. We're going to fucking lose money on this, right? I think this is a bit of a galaxy brain move because it's like, they don't need a mid-gen refresh. They were already starting it at the start of the generation. That's just how their cycles work, right? So they would have already been making it after they launched PS5. They've gotten to this point and said, fuck, like we are so far in front of the competition. We can kind of put this out to reset things for the future. So reset it in a couple of ways. PS6, like I think it would be smart for them. Like I don't hope they don't do this, but I think from a business point of view, if they just launch it for the same price as PlayStation 5 Pro, which is way higher than they released the PlayStation 5 at. But you know what dumb gamers are going to say? Man, this is way better than the PlayStation 5 Pro. And it's not even, they didn't even increase the price. Like people won't talk about PlayStation 5. And I don't think they'll have a disc drive in the next generation. And I don't think they'll even have an option for a disc drive in the next generation. So I like, and you know, we've spoken about this before, but it's like they're only discounting the consoles because it's a competition. Like they're competing with Xbox, right? So they want to discount it. So then you buy their device and then buy their games and you're in their ecosystem, right? Like Nintendo don't do that. And PC don't do that. Like it's just, they don't sell graphics cards for a loss. Like look at the NVIDIA graphics card, right? I think that's the other thing that people they're not honest about. Like PlayStation 5 came out and it was like $750, I think, Australian. That was way under how much it would have cost them to make. They would have lost like hundreds of dollars per console that they sold, for sure, right? And someone like you who hasn't bought many games for PlayStation, they probably lost money on you, maybe, right? But I think like that's where to me, I look at it and I go, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of a smart move. They've really reset things. They've taken the hit, but it's more the enthusiast people. They're probably going to buy it anyway, the fucking enthusiasts. And I don't know, it's just kind of smart. But like in summary, it's like, no way I'm going to buy it. I'm in the same camp as you that I think they're still targeting PS4. So yes, the game will look better, but I feel like what's going to happen is like they're going to target PS4. They're, you know, like it's obviously going to look a lot better on PS5 Pro, but then PS5 will still look good because it's in the middle between those two things.
Yeah, at some point though, I do think, especially not so much Sony first party, but there are a lot of games coming out now that are only on PS5 and Series X.
Like what?
A bunch.
Like Doom? Is Doom going to be Doom Dark Ages?
Black Myth Wukong
is
only on PS5. But basically, I worry that like we're already seeing games now coming out that are not supporting 60 frames, especially at launch.
Yeah.
And I just really can see an easy out for the developers to not offer 60 frames options for those games, which sucks, man.
They don't care about 60 frames. It's kind of wild because that was one thing that in the Mark Cerny's presentation where he actually said that it was like 70 to 80% of gamers choose performance over fidelity. But fidelity is basically the default option. So it's kind of wild to me that like people are like us, really, you know?
Yeah, and it's like I've recently gotten kind of adjusted to playing. Like I play through a lot of Anthem at 30 frames a second because fucking my Xbox, right? And
Yeah.
and I guess EA or BioWare. Um, every game I play that has FPS boost, right? You know, when
Yeah.
it pushes 60, it's automatically enabled when you load it up. So I loaded up Anthem, which is an Xbox One game, and thought, well, it doesn't support FPS boost because it didn't apply it. So I played through most of that game at 30 frames a second, and then looked it up, and you just had to enable it manually. I'm like, oh, now I can play this game at 60 frames,
It's
but I
funny.
got used to 30. So I think that it's even with that though, it's just I think we're past that point. You know, Gotham Knights launched with 30, Starfield launched with 30, and fucking Avowed, a game I'm so looking forward to, is going to run at 30. And that fucking developer at Obsidian's like, oh, it's a single player RPG. It doesn't need to run at 60. It's like, fuck you, mate. Fuck you.
Look,
Anyway.
I don't. Maybe I'm just like not on the same page, but like a solid 30 is fine. Like, I'm not saying solid 30 is better than a solid 60. Solid 30 is totally fine. What I do have a problem with is like, and I was talking to Mike about this, is like frame pacing, where games like are choppy, even at 30. That's unacceptable. Like, that feels shit, right? But yeah, no, look, I think you're right. I think from the start they weren't really being serious about 60. You know, they launched the PlayStation 5 and they're like, it's going to be 8K and 120 frames. And it's like, Rocket League is like 120. Because I play that on my OLED and it's 120, right?
8K.
But what fucking game? There's no fucking game that's 8K.
8K.
Yeah, dude, they actually they removed that from the box.
That is 4K 120.
Dude, you know they removed that from the box?
That's funny. That's so funny.
Because it's like, basically, it's a lie. Now, I don't know if you also saw with PlayStation 5 Pro, they're talking about 8K again. Did you see that?
I was looking to see if my Series Xbox was around, if I could see if they also had it on there.
Yeah, look at Series X. It's got launching with Halo Infinite. That's what I was saying. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halo.
I was saying that it was like launching with Halo Infinite. That's so funny.
4K gaming at up to 120, up to 8K high dynamic range.
Bullshit.
So even they did the reason why Sony gets called out for it is because no one fucking cares about Xbox.
But that's the thing that I thought was crazy, that they're talking about 8K again, because it goes VIR and 8K gaming are also supported. Like, what's an 8K monitor?
I don't think my eyes can handle more than 4K. But then again, I remember when DVD came out, I'm like, oh, this is amazing quality.
So that's a good segue. So when I was watching the presentation, so I didn't watch it live because it was like 1 a.m. Australian time. So I was like, fuck that, right? So when I was watching it on my 4K TV, and I put it as max, like, I think it was like 2K resolution, right? And they're going, here's the PS5 and PS5 Pro version. I'm like, what the fuck is the difference? Like, I can't tell the difference, man.
It's such a hard thing to sell via something like YouTube. I don't know if they ended up doing it, but I think they should have put like a downloadable video file on their blog as well, and kind of referenced if you want to actually see it.
When you're getting into those arguments, it's like,
I know. I'm just saying that, like, if I was part of that, I would have made that suggestion simply so that people like, oh, I can't tell on YouTube, at least they can view it in a high resolution, you know. So,
but it's like in the old days, it was like literally so obvious.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I'm not being a dickhead by going, oh, you know, Mario World to Mario 64, but I'm even talking about like GameCube to PlayStation 2 to then PlayStation 3. It's like, whoa, this looks better. Like,
I think Maximilian Dude said it the best for me was, we truly are in the era of diminishing returns when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
We really are. When we talk, you know, like, I don't give really a fuck about ray tracing. You know, I'm impressed by it, but I don't want it to be the reason why I have to buy a new console.
Let's be real, dude. Like, be honest with me. If I pause some of these games and asked you, is ray tracing on or not in this game, you wouldn't be able to answer.
I mean, yeah, the thing is, sometimes you have to see them in.
No, I'm saying, but you don't know. You don't see the setting or anything, but would you know?
I mean, it's
Do you want me to create a video and test you on this?
No, don't. I don't want to do that. No, but the thing is, it's
you get what I'm saying. No, but you get what I'm saying.
It's one of those things that when you see with like let's say a path traced implementation of it,
Sure.
you can tell. When you're talking about something like freaking Elden Ring's bullshit shadow ray tracing,
Sure.
no, you can't tell that. You have to be told that.
But even the fact that people have to go and set it up and show, here's the old version and this is the new version, and then you can see that it's like the fact that you can't just see it. Like when I saw Gears of War the first time, I think it was at your place, or I can't remember. Maybe Joe Jive's place. I was like, freaking hell, this game looks sick.
The 360.
I actually went out and bought a 360 after that. I was like, this looks sick, man. Like Last of Us on PlayStation 3. I'm like, damn, man, this game looks insane, right?
What's more impressive to me are things like Nanite in Unreal Engine 5. You know, the level of detail that they can do.
That is.
And like, you know, the Matrix Awakens demo or Hellblade and those games that can like just the detail they can do in the gravel and stuff on the ground. I think that's the impressive stuff to me more than ray tracing.
Yeah. But like we are in the area of diminishing returns. I saw like one of the Donkey videos where he's talking about PS5 Pro, and it's like I knew like as soon as the first second of footage came up, I was like, this motherfucker is not going to show any footage of PS5 Pro. He's going to say it's PS5 Pro, and it's 100% not going to be PS5 Pro. And it was like, yep, instantly. And even though most of the comments like, funny thing is he didn't even use PS5 Pro. And it's like, it's true, man. You can't fucking tell the difference. I think like that it will be more actually, to be fair to PlayStation, so Sony, it will be in the cases where you play like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it runs like shit, and then you play it on the PS5 Pro and it's smooth. And then you're like, damn, this is where it is better. But but then like I don't think we ever spoke about the price, like in Australia.
Well, let's cover the price because I've got something unique to talk about this that I don't think any other show ever would have talked about. So let's talk about the price first, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. I think. Because are you able to bring it up?
Yeah, I'm bringing it up now. But like, let me just search for something in a second.
So, I actually feel really sorry for people in the UK and Europe. They're actually
and Australia. Thank you very much.
Oh, but I think they're getting it worse than us. I think with this.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So I'm just like bringing up. Oh, it's so annoying because like it has the right freaking article, but then it's like not going to.
All right, I'm just gonna say my biggest problem with this whole thing.
Yeah.
Fucking, they don't even pack in a vertical stand. Fuck you. For that amount price, you fucking gonna give me a reach around, let alone a goddamn vertical stand, man. Like,
yeah, I know. That is like
it's that vertical stand sold separately on the price thing was just like, that was the kicker for me. That like you can't even stand this up vertically with what you get out of the box. Like and I think the new PS Slim and that was the same, wasn't it? You had to buy the stand separately, didn't you?
Yeah, on the Slim. But this is also very classic Sony, where they go pretty hard on the launch version of the console. It's almost like the best thing to buy, the launch version.
That actually, and it sent me down a rabbit hole where people started talking about the Apple Mac wheels. Did you ever see that?
Oh yeah, dude, those wheels were freaking crazy.
I never knew about the Apple Mac wheels.
The wheels were fucking crazy, man.
Like $700. I'm assuming this is $700.
No, in Australia, it was like $2,000 worth of wheels or something. I remember looking at it.
I'm not saying it's that bad. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's not that bad at all.
Actually, I've seen someone using the wheels on a skateboard.
Dude, look how fucking insane this is. $1,000. Dude, I no joke have a performance car. I've got like a hot hatch. It's a performance car. I paid in real life on the car less than $1,000 for like special sports wheels as well. It's insanity. So okay, I've found it all. So here it is.
All right, thank you.
So look at this. In Australia, so this is our world. You have to compare it to the one on the right. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it was 600 Australian dollars, the PlayStation 5 digital version, which is the comparison now, which came with the stand as well, right? So it's actually not even still a fair comparison, right? And in our money...
And the disc drive is already selling out, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's already sold out in most places. And in Australia, this is launched at $1,200. So it's literally twice the price. In Australia, it's twice the price. Fucking hell.
Do you have I know, like, the reference of the PS4 Pro price over here? Because to me,
let me get that one out.
Because that is like in my expectation. I know, like, we're lucky in the gaming world that inflation hasn't really been a thing in a lot of the gaming hardware, but that's what I really compare it to, is what was a similar thing last generation priced at for us.
Yeah, Press Start wasn't around back then. I'm trying to think of what Australian... It's actually hard to find Australian stuff because it's all like... I'm just digging it out as we talk. It's actually really hard to find. Was Twitter around at that time?
Of course it was. Of course it was.
This doesn't have like the right numbers for Australia, but can you see that?
Yeah. Anyway,
wait, is that right? Does that? Oh no! This is not right. This is like they've repriced the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it was like $400 for the PlayStation 4 Pro.
I knew it was less in US. I just wasn't sure for us over here.
Let me try to find it because now I'm interested actually.
Yeah, but it's a lot of money. I think that if you use it every single day and you're going to continue to use it every single day and you don't mind trading it in, I think it's probably there's a justification there. But if you plan on buying it outright and not getting any kind of trade-in deal, it's such a especially with the PS6, on the eventual horizon as well. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, and I don't know if we spoke about this in real life or not, but I think they will delay the PS6 because Sony is smashing this generation. The only thing you've got to lose in doing something is launching something again. So I think they'll extend it, and then basically we've got like a global inflation problem at the moment.
But $1,200.
It's insane, dude, isn't it?
It's a lot. We found the disk drive, 1,200.
It's actually really fucking hard to find this information. There's an account on Twitter, and I don't know if they banned me or not. I can't see their posts.
You're probably linked to some other profile in some mass ban thing.
Yeah, so. Ben Shapiro or something like that, and then the guy hates me. Oh wait, fucking hell! Like, is this 9 News is like the place to go? Seriously, I'm not even kidding. Look, 9 News. How insane is that? So, but this is what I'm talking about, dude. So, okay, 9 News. A PS1 launched in Australia, $700.
Which was a lot of money.
Dude, that was so much money in Australia. Dude, 95, $700 was freaking insane, dude. And then, okay, here we go. PlayStation 2 hits the shelf. Are you fucking kidding me? What is this? It's so shit. They don't even have the fucking price. Unfucking believable, man. I'm getting angry.
That's the console I want, damn it, the 60 gig.
All right, here we go. 60 gig. It was $1,000. That's what I said. Actually, I was wrong. I think I said 930 or 970 or something. So it was like $1,000 as well. Okay, here we go.
But for that, you got backwards compatibility of 2 other platforms with that.
Yeah, but it wasn't at all. It wasn't as good as what people say it is. But anyway, PlayStation 4's launch price in Australia was $550.
But they don't talk about the Pro, do they?
No. This is a shit site, man. Fuck you, 9 News, you pricks. when did the PlayStation 4 come out? The Pro.
I don't know, man. I don't know what year.
We're like doing this, like no one gives a shit about what we're doing right now. But I still like it. I like it.
There's something I want to talk about when we figure that out.
Well, I think I know a way to do it. You know the Gamesman?
Yes.
So Gamesman, they have all these catalog history. Like they've got like an archive of all their old. I'm hunting it down this way. Look at this shit. I'm going old school. Look. This is the only way I can figure it out. I'll try to go to the 2010s.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Here we go. So Black Friday, I think the PS4 Pro came out. Here we go. Look, oh yeah, I think I found it, haven't I? Isn't this the time?
This is the kind of content that you don't get anywhere else.
Oh no,
Look
it's not it. It's not it.
PDFs of old catalogs to find a price that should
Let me
be
try to
freely
find it
available.
again. They've got Boxing Day. All right. Did it? When the fuck did the PS4 Pro? Oh, here it is. Here it is. 560 right there. Can you see it?
Yeah, is that 560? Just like that's the.
But it says save $100, so it's 650, 660. Hey, that actually that correlates to what I remember. I think it was like 670. There you go. We figured it out.
So
around 670.
Just less than double for the PS5 Pro now. So
no, but dude, the comparison is PS4 came out in Australia for 550. The PS4 Pro was 660. $110, $120 more. This is $600 more. Like, and the launch was 600. It's fucking insane.
And in terms of the perceived value, like to me, the jump from PS4 to PS4 Pro
was bigger than this.
Yeah.
And look, like, but the one thing, and I don't want to get too negative on it, you cannot build a PC that is as good as a PS5 Pro. Like, not even fucking anywhere close. Not anywhere close. So if you are like brand new into gaming, the reality is PS5 is the best buy. It really is. It really is. Like a disc version of the PS5 is still the best one, I reckon. How much is a disc? Let's just Google. This whole show has just become Googling shit.
They haven't had a price drop in the PS5 yet. So.
Really? So the PS5 disc version is still that expensive? Can you buy it like non-slim?
I have no idea. I don't. They actually increased the price of PS5 in some regions.
Oh, you can't. Recently. You know, they're doing that in Australia as well. So here, this is only what you can buy now. PS5 Slim. So for $800. This is just better, man.
We're three to 4 years into this generation now.
Yeah, it's more expensive than if you bought it on day one.
That's wild. That's wild.
That's awesome. This is the right comparison though. $800 for this, or
$1,200 for the.
No, but that's not the right comparison because that would be the comparison. So $680 or $1,200. That's just, you can't justify it. You can't justify it. Like, what are they going to do? Increase the price of this motherfucker?
Now, one thing I didn't mention, I'm very happy they put a 2 terabyte hard drive in it. That is a good improvement.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I am seriously going to have to get it. You know, if we're going to play Destiny 2, I got to get a fucking SSD.
It's like 160 gig installed.
Yeah, okay? It would kill my fucking play. Yeah. I'm constantly deleting shit on my PlayStation. Like, all the fucking... And I don't even have, like, Call of Duty or stuff like that. Like, Call of Duty, I think, is like 200 gig. Like, yeah.
All right.
Is there a trade-in deal? Oh, here we go. There is a trade-in deal coming for the PS5. Now, what would the deal have to be? What would the deal have to be for you to go, oh, it's kind of a good deal? Give your PS5 and then pay how much for the PS5 Pro?
I think you'll probably only get like $300 credit off.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think the thing is I have no point of reference because I don't trade stuff in.
Wait a second.
I don't actually know if that is actually a good estimate.
Can I advertise it for you based on what you said? So trade in your PS5 and give us $900 and you get the PS5 Pro. That's what you're saying.
Maybe 800. I don't know. Like, I don't think you're not going to get that much. Like, surely you're not going to get more than $400 worth of credit for trade-in, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. As I said, I don't trade stuff in. Mike would be able to do a better estimate.
Yeah, this is why we need Mike. He's the expert of like buying and selling shit and being obsessed. He bought Concord.
Literally, the only thing I've ever tried to trade in was Yoshi's Story because I hated it so much. I was so disappointed in that game.
These are some of the sold listings for PS5. So it kind of gives you a ballpark, like... It's still pretty high, man.
But that's not what you're going to get from EB Games.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is... but what they do is they're way more generous at the time that these things launch because they want people to come in and buy... Yeah. And that's cash. That's cash coming in, so...
Imagine all the people trying to go get one, and then they're told we don't have a disk drive to sell you.
Oh, that's totally going to happen.
Oh, people are going to be like, wait, what? I want this, but I
know,
literally can't
dude.
get a disk drive for it.
Oh, that's so true. I feel so bad for all the EB Games people.
Unless they've kept certain supply back to accommodate some of it, but I don't know.
No. That's Sony didn't do this with oh shit, what was the other thing that had like you needed to get some kind of accessory and it's like they didn't have it when PS5 launched either. Nah, there's no way. They're fucking idiots with that stuff. So let's just say it's $500. $500. It's still like trade in your PS5 Pro. Sorry, trade in your PS5 and pay $699 for the PS5 Pro. Does that sound alluring to you?
Oh, I mean, not to me.
Yeah,
no.
Doesn't feel alluring to me either.
Because I play Astro's Playroom, and I'm still impressed by how fucking good that game looks.
It's so good. Astrobot looks better, man. Astrobot looks sick.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that game was a freaking launch packing game, and I'm still impressed by the visuals. You know,
yeah. Man. Yeah. So what? Like, so wait. Like, just to sum it up, is it gonna bomb? Like PS5, PSVR 2 bombed. Let's be real. PSVR 2 is a failure.
No, it will not bomb. I don't think it will sell like heaps, but I don't think they're expecting it to. I think it will be very successful for them. Because it's a brand that people like spending money on.
Yeah.
It's just that's the reality. Just like, you know, and I know this is actually a pretty decent product, but it's like the PlayStation Portal. It's a product people willing to spend kind of ridiculous amount of money on. You know?
But PS Portal is fucking sick, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like for
I'm just defending that because I own one.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's also a very expensive piece of hardware that for what you perceive it would do, you know? Remember
that it does nothing
else.
It does nothing else.
Yeah.
And it's $330.
But people, you know, but it sold well. You know,
Dude,
I know
that is sold really well. Like that is consistently a big seller.
PSVR is a different thing because it's a very like there's a bigger commitment there around. Hey, I'm gonna have to have a space. I'm gonna have to strap something to my face.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
You know, so
yeah. Like I said at the start, like my whole thing is it will be a success because it's gonna go to resetting expectations. Like if they release the next PlayStation and it's like $1,000, people are gonna go, "Oh, Sony's, you know, saving us money here. We love you, Sony." You know.
Well, to finish off, I wanted to share something that I came across in the July 2002 issue of Hyper. There is an article about the PS3, 1,000 times the power of the PS2. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna
times the power. What the fuck?
I'm gonna have a quick look at this. This was before the PS3 was actually fully revealed, but it was based on. So this is like 12 years ago or something. No, sorry, 22 years ago.
Yeah, you're old fart. You go. Right? This was 12 years ago.
This is an interview with for the chief technical officer from Sony, and the quote that they say. It could mean the end of the disk drive as we know it.
Oh, there you go.
As so 22 years ago, they were already talking about the fact that the internet, they talk about game streaming in here, streaming all your games.
Really? Yep. Wow.
Yep, they literally talk about that basically, will Sony basically, it's like, streaming all your games off the internet. All the games you could play could be streamed via the internet. The game software could be stored on a series of Sony master computers and would crush piracy and things like that.
Oh, yeah, that's what the consumer cares about, crushing piracy.
Yeah. So I just love the fact that
crazy.
This long ago, people were anticipating the PS5 Pro not having a fucking disk drive. And I have...
Final prediction on PlayStation 6. Do you think it will have a disk drive or the ability to plug in discs in some ways?
I think they will sell a limited, like a USB disk drive.
That's what I think.
So not something that will impact the form factor at all, but something they can attach to.
It'll be something that's fucking annoying. Yeah, it's like it won't be like, oh, you can just pull this out, do this. To give them credit for one thing about the disk drive, it's like if you get it all installed and do all that bullshit and it's done, it's like it's locked in then. You're good. Do you know what I mean? But I agree. I think that's what they'll do with PS6. They'll sell a really expensive accessory that it's hard to buy that you can play the physical stuff.
Now, completely unrelated to PlayStation 5 Pro, I just wanted to quiz you on two things quickly, right?
Okay.
In this same issue of Hyper, they reviewed Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Oh, wow.
And if you remember Hyper's score system, they scored out of 100.
100, yeah.
I want you to take a guess what Hyper, back in July 2002, gave out of 100 to Super Smash Bros. Melee.
I think they were pretty brutal, Hyper. Can I say something really crazy? It's just a guess. 76.
For Super Smash Bros. Okay. That is very crazy.
I don't know.
Because they gave it 93.
Oh, okay. But the way you're saying it is like it's going to be like a bad number or something.
No, I was just seeing if you could get it. And one other one. In
Okay.
the exact same issue, they reviewed Pikmin.
Ah.
What do you think out of 100 that they rated the Pikmin?
88.
90.
Close.
And actually, the very last one I found,
I mean, those ratings hold up though.
based on, what was 2023's biggest game of the year?
2023.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
No idea.
Well, like most popular. What won all the awards?
I can't even remember. Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3. What do you think that Hyper...
Baldur's Gate 2.
This is the November 2000 issue. What do you think that Hyper gave Baldur's Gate 2?
95.
They gave it...
I was pretty
93.
close. When I started
close.
Yeah, when I started giving more serious numbers.
You were pretty close with Baldur's Gate 2. Well done.
My first number with Melee was going to be 97.
97.
But then the way you said it, I was like, fuck, interesting. Maybe it was a bad number.
I found... I think I came across Metal Gear Solid, and that was like 90. I was like, what?
Oh, 90.
It was something. It was lower than I expected, all I know.
That's really low, man. When that game came out, I was like, this shit. I'm like, is this a game? This is fucking the coolest fucking thing ever.
What do you reckon they gave Daikatana? I've got that here.
Oh.
Daikatana.
I can't remember how brutal they were. Like 61?
61? They gave Daikatana 60.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
And also Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is actually in this issue as well.
Oh, really?
The Dreamcast. So it was the Naomi. So it was basically...
that should be like 94.
91?
Yeah. I'm pretty fucking... Dude, the worst I did, like outside of the one at the start, was 3.
Yeah, pretty good. Well done.
Hey, on a totally unrelated note, guess what I'm going to start doing?
What is what nickel wound? What is that?
Nickel wound, nickel wound.
Oh, wound. Sorry.
Heavy.
Technically, I mean it's the same word.
heavy gauge guitar strings for electric guitar.
Oh, he's gonna return to his shredding
roots.
ways.
I'll be sending you some clips.
Totally,
We'll have the Bigwig band.
None of us totally at all feeling the effects of being a midlife crisis. None of us at all.
You think I'm in a midlife crisis?
Hey, I'm like going to the gym every day. I totally admit that.
Oh yeah, you're going to the gym. I don't think I'm in a midlife crisis. You think I'm in a midlife crisis? That's interesting. I'm actually just fascinated. Like, what would be indicative?
Well, I've thought about buying a guitar, and I'm like, that's totally midlife crisis. Especially as someone that doesn't play guitar. That's like the total. I'm going to buy a motorbike, or I'm going to buy, something.
Well, I don't have a motorbike. I'm asking ChatGPT. How would I know if I'm in a midlife crisis? So we are about that age. Sudden life dissatisfaction. I don't think I have sudden life dissatisfaction. Impulsive decisions. Changes luxury items. I don't think I've got any of that. Reevaluating priorities. There's a bit of that. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Nostalgia for youth. I had this before. I've always had nostalgia for youth.
He says as I'm literally holding up Hyper magazines.
I think you're in a midlife crisis. That's actually a good point.
I admit it.
Health concerns.
Yeah.
Increased aging, physical, and then desire for personal growth. I don't have almost any of this.
Yep. I fit nearly
You're projecting. You're projecting onto me. I was already living this life. There's only a few things that you know about that have changed, but that's part of life. I think you're having a midlife crisis.
No, I embrace it.
Are you eating chicken, rice, and broccoli?
I mean, it's not too far off what I eat.
You're having a full midlife crisis. Now, you're not the kind of person that would listen to Joe Rogan, but if you weren't such a hater, you'd probably start listening to him as well.
Yeah, nah, I'm all good, thanks.
Yeah, listen to our podcast, not his. All right, was there anything else we wanted to cover? This went way longer. I was like, oh, surely I'm going to be able to get to the supermarket before 10 p.m. when it closes.
You expect too little of me.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's a good show, though. It's a good show.
Good. All good.
What number on demand show is this? I got to check it.
I don't know. Is it number 6 or 7? I don't know.
6 or 7? Have we done 6 or 7 of these?
We've done a few. More than I thought.
And for the great listeners, I did propose to the crew. I'm like, hey, I'm happy to do it every now and then, lock it into a more frequent thing. And they're all like, yeah.
Did we know that there's a site called bigwigaustralia.com that sells actual
Yeah, I do know that, actually, yeah.
I don't know why I typed in Bigwig on demand in Google, expecting to get something.
I do like how it's like there is a site for big wigs on demand. That's kind of glorious. Bigwig big.
Okay, I found.
I do have like our thing. I'm just gonna triple check this is nothing dodgy here. All right. Look, I do. Actually, this is my search. I've got some of us. Look, we're the second item.
I put a space between Bigwig. So
interesting. Yeah, okay, that makes sense why this show's for me, but not for you.
Yeah. This would be episode 6.
Really? We've done 6 of these. I'm kind of shocked about that. I'm looking at the old ones. I think I've gotten fatter. Maybe I am going through midlife crisis. All right, where is it? Yeah, you're right. Bigwig 5. And you know what's funny? I don't think Mike's been on any of these.
No.
That is funny.
Mike's essentially been dead for a while. So.
That's so funny. Wait, and he wasn't in 103 either. Was he not in 103? When was his last episode?
Oh, 110. 110 wasn't 110 our last proper Bigwig show?
Oh, wait. You know what? I'll never get used to the way that that YouTube shows videos where they have live and videos.
Yeah, I watch a lot more streaming on YouTube now, so now I just go straight to the live tabs. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but, it is annoying.
So Mike was in 110. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was a year ago it was streamed. Wait, what? How do I say the date? Oh, 12th of January?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. It's coming up to 2 years. There's been an episode. He's out of the band. Sorry. He's fucking out of the band, man.
Sorry.
I didn't realize he's been that long. I'm actually kind of shocked.
The bones are starting to actually break down at this point.
The bones? What are you talking about?
The bones we buried of these bodies.
Oh. When was the first episode that we did?
I don't know. I thought you were like, this is going longer than expected to take it to an historical.
Oh, yeah, it's already, I can't get to the shops now. 2020. So, yeah, around COVID time, 2020. Okay.
Well, we shall convince him to come back at some
point.
No.
Let's ban him. He's banned. He could have come on tonight. He had a terrible excuse.
All right.
Anything else you want to sign off with? When's the next time we're going to be on? Hey, part of why I wanted to start this again was because I thought the Switch 2 was going to come out. And then that's been delayed, so...
Well, we're definitely going to be having a show when the Switch 2 is announced, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it feels like 2017 when Nintendo started to just not release that much. I know Zelda's coming out, but it's not like a tentpole game,
There is rumored to be a Sony State of Play towards the end of this month, so we'll see if there's anything interesting comes out of there. Maybe it'll be worth it to chat about.
Yeah, and then we've got there's a few things I think running to the end of the year. I feel like the Switch 2 is going to get announced. We've got the Game Awards. Yeah, I think there's a few things. I think you're going to be seeing a bit more of us loyal listeners. Maybe we need to start streaming again.
Maybe.
All right. You want to sign us off?
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.